The weather outside is frightful, but inside Target Center, we're hoping it will be delightful. The Timberwolves ready to open up the 2020-2021 season against the Detroit Pistons. It's the first time since 2013 the Wolves have opened at home. Griffin, no. And see if the Timberwolves can get a little run going here. Towns from downtown. 5 straight points for Cat, and the Timberwolves have it back to a 5-point game.
Blake Griffin's made a lot of money in his career, Dave, and if anybody could opt out of a $39 million deal, you're talking about being in your early 30s now, and you've not won a championship. It knocks down the perimeter jump shot from outside the arc. That's good to see.
First official career NBA points for Anthony Edwards. Jumper by Josh Jackson, who they signed as a free agent at the beginning of the month. Edwards trying the other side, not that time.
Well, Christian Wood is a good basketball player. He'd be a really nice addition to this Piston team.
Edwards gets into the paint, follows his own
with it. I love it.
That was a nice setup by D. Rose, who has found a contentment coming off the bench for a former MVP. Has his sights set on maybe being the 6th man of the year. Josh Okogie. About a 2-second difference. Jackson gets it away. Timberwolves will have a chance to get the final shot. They're going to have to hurry it up, though. Edwards pulls up for 3, and it's off the front of the iron, and the Timberwolves will go to the second quarter in a 9-point hole.
The fact is, the Wolves just don't have much rim protection. Karl Anthony Towns isn't really a noted rim protector. Naz Reid, the same thing. And so if you don't have that, you better be able to defend one-on-one. Keep people in front of you.
Edwards would probably like that shot back.
Nice drive. Well, there you go. He's taller than Basketball Reference says he is. Way to go, Basketball Reference. Normally you're not wrong. This time you were.
Well, maybe he grew an inch since Basketball Reference put it in. Entirely possible. I mean, he is only 20 years old.
No, they still have Tony Snell on the roster for Detroit.
Oh, yeah, they're not doing a great job there.
They've been slipping a little bit. Normally, Basketball Reference is money.
Edwards gets fouled. Well, ever since they've been collecting money, that's
oh, that's right. Yeah, you get to get some of the advanced stats now. You got to pay for that on Basketball Reference.
Rubio and Ricky able to connect his first bucket in his second stint with the Timberwolves. I think a lot of us are going to be ready to see this one go bye-bye.
Started with David Stern right away in January.
And then Kobe.
And then Kobe after that.
Set up for the 3 on the screen by Reed, but can't connect. Towns gets cut off, finds Edwards, step back 3, no. Griffin.
Good scramble by Minnesota.
Edwards attacks Mikhailuk. Follows his own miss.
Who is that? Is that Anthony Edwards? Is Moses Malone down there? Missing the bunny and getting the rebound and putting it back, padding those offensive rebounding stats.
Reed, the attack, and the finish.
Nice finish.
And the Timberwolves are going to get a win to start off their 2020-2021 season. And they got contributions from virtually everybody.
Yeah.
Fresh off their opening night win in Portland, the Jazz tip off their home schedule tonight against former Jazz man Ricky Rubio, the Minnesota Timberwolves, right here, right now on AT&T Sportsnet.
We know what it takes to get them here and to want to stay here, and I think we're just going to rinse and repeat some of that where we can say, hey, what type of experience can we help provide? And the good thing is the organization, you know, I wasn't involved, and Favors wanted to come back, so the organization's on a good path. I think that we can turn it up a little.
Joe Ingles, you hit a 3 during Ryan's talk with us. Another turnover for the Utah Jazz. Anthony Edwards, number 1 overall pick on the floor, up and in. SEC Freshman of the Year. A year ago at Georgia, knocks down a 3. Bogey, again, 2 misses right in the paint and quick outlet passes. Minnesota trying to connect, and right by Faves. And the bucket down by Edwards. A quick 5 for the rookie. It's back out front to Joe. 4 on the shot clock. He's got a hustle. Shot comes up short. It did not hit rim. And the possession goes back to Minnesota. Dribble drive, Edwards inside. Right now, the young guy has figured out the Jazz defensively. Back out to Clarkson between his hands. Tough shot as he fell out of bounds. Nearly got it to go. 2 minutes left, opening quarter. Caught the rim and in. Edwards, impressive tee. 4 of 5 from the floor, 9 points.
You know, Joe Ingles has been asked to play a few different roles on this team over the years, and he's just been outstanding with his basketball IQ to make sure that he takes care of his teammates.
Edwards, impressive. 19 years young, has dropped 12 in this first half. Joe on the wing. Shot clock at 12, 9.5 to play. Nice bounce inside, lost it. Those are some of the dangers at times for Rudy when you give it to him, build high. It'll come off his hands, and that equals an easy run in for 2 for Russell.
It's been an aggressive game in their favor, especially in the first half. I think the Jazz have tried to come out and match that, but make no mistake about it, the three-point shot is very important to this Jazz team.
Edwards found a little hole down along the baseline, snuck in, scored his 14th point. He was 5 of 7 in the first half. Rubio finds Edwards. Little step back, Jay. Nice soft touch.
That's
Give him
pro
credit.
Move. That's a pro move, Bowler, by a rookie.
All of a sudden, a 6-point game. The Jazz at one time trailed by 17. Minnesota answers with a bucket down low, and the Jazz walk off the floor. Oh, losers by 5, 116 to 111.
Bad pass.
Yeah, you can't throw a cross-court pass.
And 1-2. Blocked by Kuzma. His second block of the game. He has it now over to LeBron. The King thought about it for a moment. Back to Wesley Matthews, whose father won 2 championships here in Los Angeles with the Lakers. And a foul on Keith as they were going the other way. 13 to shoot, plenty of time, but over LeBron, they are still empty when it comes to threes. And they blow the layup and get another opportunity. And it's Ed Davis. Edwards, short, falls into his bench. He didn't get a call. And Saunders is going to get a technical.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you saw that coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he felt like Edwards got fouled on the 3-point attempt. Lakers can't be giving up too many layups because they don't have the same rim protection anymore. But they put up 40 big ones to start the quarter, led by Kyle Kuzma.
Edwards is 0 for 5. D'Lo is 0 for 5 to start the game as we start the second quarter. And Keith was there to put a phone booth. Block right on the Minnesota attempt. 43-23. Rubio going to attack. Rubio again. Doesn't need to elevate to make those layups, does he? From Spain, Anthony Edwards from Georgia, the Atlanta native. Backing up. Here he is on his way. Raises in front of the rim. LeBron, 3-on-3. LBJ. What a pass to Keith. Slam dunk on the fast break by the Lakers. Edwards with the rebound. So far, so good on the eye test for Edwards, too, in the preseason and the first couple of games in the regular year. Offensive foul.
Yeah, he used his shoulder on KCP.
Edwards talked about how he always thought it was cool how LeBron smiled through everything, just like he tries to do. But, Stu, look, you can't blame the kid. LeBron's on the other end, guarding him some. Maybe a little responsible for starting slow, all right? 0 for 7 from the field.
He may be a little bit intimidated, just by playing your idol and stuff like that.
By the way, can we say something about that Marc Gasol outlet pass a moment ago? Perfect to Kyle Kuzma. Kuz finish. Edwards, 3. Well, they finally have another one. They're 3 for 22. Under 2 minutes to play. Here in the half, Edwards stops on a dime but can't finish. Rebound to LBJ. LeBron, they want a 2 for 1 for sure. LeBron loses it again.
His ankle.
Uh-oh, LeBron is down and LeBron's hurt.
Yeah, he twisted his ankle.
Yeah. Oh. Brady's already out. Remember, LeBron was out with an ankle the other day. We may not see him the rest of the game if that's hurt, especially with the score the way it is.
He's up.
He's going to try to walk it off here. Mark's got 7 assists tonight. Now you know I always say he's one of the best, not only big men passing, but period players passing in the NBA. Edwards is 3 for 11 as he scores the bucket for the Wolves. What did you see that video of Steph Curry? How many he made? Speaking of shooting,
Not free throws.
3-pointers.
3-point baskets. 105 in a row.
And it doesn't matter where. And if he moved around,
Bill.
stayed what?
Bill, 105.
I know.
I know guys that can't
Crazy.
make 105 layups.
I'm raising my hand. THT ready to come into the game. Ooh, Schroeder got knocked down. That's good work by Ed Davis underneath.
The Lakers are standing around right
They
now.
are right now. Tapped by LeBron. No, it was tapped in by Davis.
And that's what a big lead can do for you sometimes.
Gasol from deep. Hello. Gasol from way downtown. Had his best year ever from 3 last season. 39%. Which is 3 percentage points higher than any other year of his career.
Well, he's 100% tonight.
What a night. 4 for 4, 3 for 3 from downtown. LeBron gets the rebound. In the corner. Going to hit the heel. Up it goes. Kuzma chasing. Kuzma taps it. With one. Decent look by the #1 pick. And that's the end of the third quarter. Rebound, it's a good save, but then thrown away. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. There's the challenge underneath. Good play by Antetokounmpo.
Oh, he's long.
Didn't he, though? McKinney made a 3 Christmas night against Dallas. McDaniels has hit a couple in a row. Again, they play the Clippers in a couple of nights. Lakers will get Portland tomorrow and then go on the road. Stop and a spin and tipped up and in. And that's the #1 pick with the tip in. Edwards.
Asked Anthony Davis the other day after Dudley had hit a 3 in an earlier game if there was anything that he and the bench liked more than a Dudley 3, and he said absolutely not. That is their favorite thing that can occur in a basketball game. And Stu, you know this better than many, but that tells you something right there.
He doesn't complain at all. All he does is encourage everybody else. It's just a pleasure to see how he reacts to things.
You know, as they dunk it home at the other end, after he hit a 3 the other night, the Lakers Instagram, that has 15.6 million followers, by the way, Stu, posted a 3 of Dudley, and he immediately joined in the comment section. Counted foul. Quinn Cook will get an and 1, and Dudley just said simply, let's go.
Our story resumes tonight at Staples Center, where the Clippers and Paul George look to get back into the win column after a disappointing game against the Dallas Mavericks. Whether it was a delayed Christmas celebration, early start time, or low energy, the Clippers need to be ready tonight. Their opponent in the Minnesota Timberwolves are looking to start the year 3-1 for the second consecutive season. And despite not having Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell is certainly up for the challenge. The Clippers better be ready tonight. Anthony Edwards, the #1 overall pick. Shooting was the question. He knocks down the tray right there. Minnesota by 7. Edwards chased by Jackson. Turns into a 15-footer. How about Lou Williams doing some work inside? Right now. Lou goes for the steal, stumbles. Lehman tries to drive and dish to Edwards and does. And Edwards knocks down another shot.
3-point shot doesn't look too bad.
Well, he's not going to lack confidence. That is for sure. A joyful interview if you haven't. He is very quick-witted. He fires up another 3. Who said his shot wasn't going down? He has single-handedly brought the Wolves back. We are tied at 39 with 9:39 to play in the first half.
You have one of the premier big men in the league. He could rebound, he could score, he blocks shots. Then you look at the firepower they have from the perimeters. Why would this team not be in contention for one of the playoff spots unless injuries build up during the year?
Edwards had a path to the lane, settles for the mid-range, and a long rebound corralled by Ivica Zubac.
I'm just wondering if he'd rather pull up than take it all the way to the rim right now, if that's his natural instinct as opposed to going in strong and getting free throws.
Edwards creates space, fires up another tray. This one doesn't fall, and Mann battles for the rebound. Edwards. Good defense by Paul George. He's hit a few threes tonight, misses there. Beverly scrapping for the rebound. Kennard sinks his talons into it. And here come the Clippers leading by 24. Edwards stops and fires a transition 3.
And Batum rips the rebound away, his 4th. Reggie's played well tonight. 7 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Looks a lot more under control. Blocked from Orturu. Nice play on the #1 overall pick, Edwards. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this game will be a lot more fun to talk about for those guys than Sunday afternoon's game. Thankfully, they had you there to bring the sunshine as Edwards connects on another 3, his 4th.
Back here in downtown Minneapolis, feels good to have the Timberwolves back in the building. It feels good to have it be 2021. The Timberwolves trying to wash the taste of the 2 losses in LA out of their mouths. The Wizards trying to get their first win of the season. Robin Lopez onto the floor.
That man that kind of got into Jarrett Culver a little bit last year. We were talking about that, Benzie.
Well, Jarrett Culver kind of got into him.
Well, and he, not really.
Well, I mean,
Jarrett Culver dunked on him, and that was the end of that. But and Jarrett was a rookie too. I mean, he's not really there to get into people's faces and get into fights and stuff like that. But when he talked smack to Robin Lopez, Robin came back at him. It was said, "Excuse me, what did you say?"
Anthony Edwards with the finish.
Nice.
It was exactly a year ago today, Jim, that took place. Edwards with the shot.
Nice.
Oh, no. Davis there for the offensive board. No. Tap out. And the Wizards come up with it. Edwards with the 3. No.
It's a heck of a look.
Bertans comes down with the rebounds. Edwards can't get that 3 ball to hit. Mishandled by Edwards, but he's able to get it back. Shot clock winding down. Edwards steps back. 3-point try. And that's no good. Anthony Edwards, only 2 points for the rookie tonight. Beasley, nice job to get in there and break it up, and then momentum takes him up the tunnel. J-Mac kicks into the corner. Edwards chased up the 3-point line and draws the whistle. Scott Brooks said after the loss to Chicago yesterday, he doesn't really buy into there really being much of a home court advantage. He said, you get to practice in your own gym and sleep in your own bed, but without the fans, it really kind of mutes the entire home court advantage thing. When Naz Reid in that 3rd quarter picked up that offensive foul, it was a 9-point game. They reviewed it. They went back down on the other end, and Scott Brooks went right at him with Thomas Bryant. He picked up his 4th personal foul and checked out of the game, and the Wizards went ballistic after that. Edwards gets one to roll in. It's only his 2nd bucket of the game. Edwards puts up a 3 and connects. That's the first make from downtown for Edwards.
Put the ball in that kid's hands.
Edwards, that is deep, and the rookie connects. So back-to-back triples for Edwards. And he will reach double figures on that bucket. Edwards tapped out of bounds. To work on Matthews, but couldn't get it to go. Ish Smith. Matthews had it blocked by Edwards.
The Wizards will work out about 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, and they'll kind of map out the schedule and when they're going to rest Westbrook. And Brooks said it is a good structure. I love the system, and I do believe in it.
Yeah, well, it takes a team effort, and how about that? Anthony Edwards setting up Jared Vanderbilt. Naz Reid forced the turnover. Edwards throws it down. So Anthony Edwards starting to make his stat line look a little bit more palatable.
Yes.
15 makes from downtown and 29 tries for the Wizards tonight. Edwards. And you mentioned, Jim, that Edwards now 14 shots to get to his 14 points, but he is 5 of 8 from the field in this 4th quarter.
I have a hard time with the word peculiar. For some reason, I just can't, like, that word does not just, so if anybody had the name peculiar in their name anywhere, I would have a hard time with that.
What about Timite Luwawu Cabarro?
Yeah, that was a mouthful right there. They just call him TLC now in Brooklyn. They just call him TLC. They just gone ahead and just straight up abbreviated that one. Anna's just rolling up the numbers right here. All of a sudden, he's got 16.
Yeah, he's done his damage here in the fourth quarter.
He was 1 of 6. At the end of the third quarter, he was 1 of 6 with 2 points. And now all of a sudden, he's 7 of 15, and he's got 17.
So the frontline guys by the Wizards took good care of the basketball tonight. Reed drills 3.
Good attack that time by Anthony Edwards, and the pass was right on the money.
The Nuggets are going with the same starting lineup. Remember, MPJ still out on COVID protocol. Murray, Harris, Jokic, Millsap, and Barton. D'Angelo Russell with Malik Beasley, Ed Davis, Juancho Hernangomez, and Jared Culver. So the same starting fives as we had on Sunday. Now long range. Anthony Edwards has come on, the #1 overall pick. Now Edwards travels. How rookies do that, Scott? They get in the NBA, they've got that little pet move. And it turns out to be the bunny hop and the pea patch in the NBA. Coming in, Edwards showing you some of the athleticism. He couldn't finish. Here comes Dozier. As the T-Wolves get a bucket underneath. Inside the lane is good, Anthony Edwards. A kid from Georgia, 19 years old. Minnesota trying to answer back. Now Beasley coming in. And Beasley rolls it off. Nuggets have a 2-on-2. Campasso is the middleman. Edwards. And Edwards is fouled.
Edwards tried to shoot a 3 a while ago. We mentioned a while ago his MO coming out of college. He wants to get to the rim. Big, strong guard. 2 shots. Joker's missing his game both players. Edwards again going in. Trying to drive.
That's a strong rebound on the weak side by P.J. Dozier. Round and out. Jokic has the rebound. Long range. Nope. D'Angelo Russell's got it. Anthony Edwards from the corner. Well, Jokic got to pull down that rebound. He's right there. Wow. Anthony Edwards. A bulldog bite there as he pounds it through, and Malone calls timeout.
This is called elevation with strength. Nuggets still by 14.
Vanderbilt playing center against Jokic now. And that's going to be off Edwards. Out of bounds. Chris Marlowe's got aces. Chris Dempsey, Nuggets on the comeback trail. It's 5 minutes to go. The defense is perked up. The offense is cooking. Long range. Oh, and a Barry 3 from very, very far out.
A guy that's not a great three-point shooter, and nearly a steal turns into a three-point make.
Edwards going to try it again. And out of bounds. It'll be Nuggets basketball. Inside, and down it goes.
That's more like what Edwards wants to do. He wants to just get downhill.
Edwards. And Juancho digs out the rebound. 5 to shoot. Edwards by Barton. It's the layup. Good rebound by Green. Up high into the blue. The Nuggets down by 3 at the half. And the Minnesota Timberwolves playing well. They lead by 5. And the pass to Dozier, he fumbled it away.
He wasn't ready for it.
And the lay-in is good. Dozier guarding him now. Edwards in and out. Jokic the rebound. His 11th to go with 24 points. Loose ball. Nuggets have it. Trying to keep Anthony Edwards out of the key. Here he comes again. Jokic with the block. Nuggets have it. Monte Morris, give it to Barton. Barton all the way.
Well, he had Campasso in the right lane, a little bounce pass. Facu's got a layup, but we'll get some free throws out of it.
And to beat the clock. Long lead to Barton. And he missed it. 6.5 remaining, and that's going to do it. Valiant effort by Minnesota, undermanned without their star, Karl Anthony Towns. But the Nuggets pick up an important home win.
Dame, CJ, Derek Jones Jr., Robert Covington, Yusuf Nurkic, no surprises. Covington going for 14 points and 4 threes, the season high for him in that game against Chicago. For the Timberwolves, Russell, Beasley, Culver, Hernangomez, and Davis. Hernangomez, 21 points in the first half for Minnesota as they rallied back from an 18-point deficit against Denver. Dame working off ball once again, feeds it to Melo, open look on the wing. Edwards in transition, very athletic.
Yeah, he is. That crossover, once he got the step, going to put 2 on the board.
Edwards not shy about the three-pointer and able to hit it.
He's been getting gapped a lot. When Ennis has stepped up on him, he's given him a lot of space. That time Carmelo gave him a lot of space. He finally made them pay from distance, exchanging some words, having some fun.
Edwards with CJ defending. Edwards gets to his left, and that's what he can do, Lamar. He can simply elevate.
Look how strong the jump is. He's got that base, and he can elevate off of 1 or off of 2.
Edwards, the #1 overall pick. Back iron on the 3. Able to get the loose ball, goes into the body of Cantor and draws the foul. Dame trying to find a teammate. Edwards there with the interception. Edwards trying to go by Rodney Hood, and Hood will get whistled for the foul.
Good foul, because Edwards was on his way again to 2 points.
Rubio finds Edwards, and the rookie hits it.
Good pass from Ricky Rubio.
Edwards probing. Connects.
Showing an array of shots.
Rubio back to Edwards. Step back 3. The rookie showing a lot of promise here tonight.
Yeah. Yep. Came into this game 28% from the 3-point line. Judging from the stroke, the confidence, feels like those numbers are going to raise.
Blazers back up 20. Edwards. Whoa. Yeah, you got to tip your cap to the game on that.
Whoa.
Simons poked away by Rubio. Edwards in transition gets the and one, so he'll add on to his career high 24. The chance for a 3-point play. Ball game over. Blazers get the 135-117 victory over the Timberwolves. Portland improves to 4-4.
Russell, Beasley, Culver, Hernangomez, and so good to see Karl Anthony Towns back in the lineup as well. The Timberwolves will face a Spurs lineup that features Murray, Walker, DeRozan, Johnson, and LaMarcus Aldridge. Beasley and Malik just dialed in.
He is dialed in. I'll tell you what, Martin, you know this because you called a bunch of the games, but I coached against Becky Hammond the entire time I coached in the WNBA for 9 years, and San Antonio was my scout. So I've watched a lot of Becky Hammond, and let me tell you, there was no more difficult player to prepare against than Becky Hammond was.
Anthony Edwards. Edwards, 21 shots he needed the other night to come up with his 26 points, but you gotta love the aggressiveness out of the rookie. Edwards gets to the cup, and the rookie with the take.
Come on, Nas.
There you go.
Oh, man, there was anybody within 20 feet of him.
Anthony Edwards foregoes the 3 for the 2, and the whistle comes in late. Anthony Edwards will get a chance to go to the free throw line. Edwards kicks it into the corner. Read the 3.
Love it.
Wolves back in front.
Way to go, Ant. That's how you make someone else better.
Game, no. Rubio, the outlet. He's got Reed with him. He's got a couple of black jerseys to get in front of him, and he does.
He just punished Rudy Gay on that layup.
Mills nearly forced a turnover. Edwards sees an opening. Ant able to finish.
Did he take off a little bit too far from the rim that time?
I think he took off thinking he was going to be able to get enough lift to throw it down, and then realized he needed a change. Rubio, wild shot, comes up with his own rebound. Edwards, wide open. The rookie drills the triple. Aldridge over Towns, and they're going to get Cat on the foul. That'll be his second of the game. Aldridge has not been to the line tonight, but doesn't matter as he hits the first. Russell with a huge shot. Keldon Johnson gets it away to DeRozan. 90 seconds to go. DeRozan and Cat.
Unbelievable finish by DeMar DeRozan. How good has he been in this game?
And that was pretty well defended.
Man, he's 11 of 20. He's got 29 in a game.
Russell. No. Towns. Second chance try. Couldn't go. Spurs can retake the lead. Aldridge gives the screen. DeRozan drives inside. Beasley.
That's an end
contact. And one. 32 in the game now for DeRozan. Back to Towns for the three. And the lead, yes! Cap delivers from downtown. DeRozan over Towns. Man, these two just going right at each other, trading the lead.
They can't guard DeMar DeRozan.
Russell will take the three. And the Timberwolves again go in front.
Oh, man, is that cold.
DeRozan gets into the paint. Culver with a strip, but a reach-in foul is called. We have a tie for the third time tonight. Russell with Mills on him. Down under 5. Russell contested 2, no. San Antonio with the rebound, and they do get the timeout with .2. Kay throws it at the rim, and that will close out the fourth quarter. And for the first time this season, the Timberwolves are going to overtime. Murray with a 3. Russell, a little hesitation move, and then a finish. Murray straight away 3. Fortunate for the Wolves, it misses. Johnson, though, working the offensive glass.
Nice young player, man.
Beasley attacking Aldridge. Malik, yes.
DeMar DeRozan just overwhelms Rubio. What a fine.
Extra pass, Patty Mills wide open.
Unbelievable Spurs passing, Dave.
And now you're down 2 possessions. Russell, no. DeRozan got Edwards in the air, and the Wolves are fortunate that it falls off. D'Lo, wild shot, no. Towns, skies for the putback dunk.
That was incredible.
Shot clock down to 3. DeRozan gets rid of it. Mills gets it away just in time. Oh, I mean, Patty Mills got that off with, I don't know if there was more than .1 left. Beasley gets the 3 away, hits the 3. There you go. DeRozan leaves it short. Wolves come up with the basketball. They won't use their timeout. Edwards. Anthony was good at driving for a 2 and then thought, no, we need a 3, and he throws it away. And that's how it wraps up. A rookie mistake at the end costs the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards thought, I've got an easy shot at a 2, and then realized that wasn't what the Wolves needed.
And that's why you call timeout.
Well, that's how it finishes. The Timberwolves fall here tonight by 3.
And with Pels, consistency, continuity. Lonzo Ball, Eric Bledsoe, with Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Steven Adams. Well, the Wolves, they are struggling, and they're also missing some guys that we just talked about. Ricky Rubio is fortunate to have a veteran starting into the backcourt. Malik Beasley off the best offensive start of his young career. Koki, Vanderbilt, their second-round pick, and Nasri, the former LSU Tiger. Ingram sizing it up off the guide hand. He's on 5 of 6. Now, he was on and he hit 8 of 10 in the first half last game, but he took only 4 shots the rest of the game.
And right now he's on autopilot because the game is coming very, very simple to him. And what he's doing, he's not expending a lot of energy. And this is the Brandon Ingram that you want to have early in the game, so when the game comes around to the fourth quarter, he has the energy to close the game.
There you saw Anthony Edwards, his first take of the game.
I can tell you one thing that these guys do not care about. They could care less about who's playing for the Pelicans right now. They could care less about it. They honestly feel like if they go out and compete, that they have a chance to beat this team.
And that was Edwards putting in the triple. breakdown defensively. Nobody back for the Pels. So a 3-point lead early. 2.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. It'll be Zion with the foul.
There's Edwards again.
Yeah, Edwards is on the attack.
Right, and the thing is, he, regardless as to what the stats tell you about him only averaging 11.5 points a game, he has this in his game. Like, he has a lot in his offensive bag. And he's extremely explosive around that rim.
Still growing at 19. He's 6'4", close to 6'5". McLaughlin. Edwards again.
We continue to run him off the line. We continue to run him off the line, knowing and understanding that the strength of his game is driving the basketball.
Right. Let him, give him space, stay out there, and let him shoot. Final 5 of the shot clock for Edwards. And they didn't get it off in time, but they let it go. So they're getting a second chance. That didn't look like it was out of his hands.
No, it didn't. I couldn't agree with you more, but you're not getting much of an argument from the bench, though.
So a second chance, deep three. That hurts. Anthony Edwards. So a guy that was 2 for 12 last night, Anthony Edwards off the bench, gets the triple, 2 of 4 on his threes. He's got 14 points. Anthony Edwards deep into the clock of the Ed Davis pick and the pop. And it has gotten away early in the fourth.
And this league is about how are you going to respond when you get hit in the mouth? How are you going to respond? And you can see it. You can see it.
Took it away.
They're just playing harder. They're playing harder. They're playing like with more freedom. They're playing with more confidence.
On the run, that'll do it. 8 seconds left. Get it across the line, and the Pels head home. Now with a 5-10 record, you knew going in because of the level of competition, it was going to be a difficult.
Here is Anthony Edwards, the #1 pick out of Georgia, selected by Minnesota. James Wiseman selected second by the Dubs. Edwards is scoring well, but only shooting 35% from the field.
And if I'm Wiseman, I'm looking at Edwards saying he was a #1 pick. He hasn't started a game this season, so I shouldn't get discouraged. Just stay aggressive.
Vanderbilt knocked that away. Draymond hustled back to prevent the basket. I tell you, Minnesota is getting offensive rebounds, 5th best in the league, and Beasley bottoms the 3. Kelly Oubre short. Here comes Jaden McDaniels. Edwards down the lane. Oh! Anthony Edwards, elevated and hammered.
He got up so high. That was a little miscommunication. Wow. No one's on him. And he just gets a running start and gets up so high. Wiseman, welcome to my poster. The #1 pick and the #2 pick in a highlight.
What I liked about Edwards is he didn't just stop and shoot a 3.
Well, there was no one on him.
Right.
That was just a mistake from the Warriors.
Anthony Edwards, a little show and go. And this time he'll draw the body foul. We saw him elevate for his one-made field goal, and he was ready to launch again. Edwards again, hanging and finishing, and you just see the explosion of Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards inside and floating it in, and so you see the #1 and the #2 pick going at each other.
He's looking for opportunities to get to the rim, get to his floaters.
Edwards
got him.
And that's a little veteran move there as he will draw the foul on the 3-pointer.
He knew Mulder was thinking he's going to try to go all the way, and he just stopped.
Edwards driving. He jumped into the shot blocker, and Anthony Edwards will get himself to the line. I think,
got him.
You know, Edwards, he's lured into these threes too many times. He's 27%. As a driver, this is his game. Anthony Edwards, that 3 looked good. He came off a screen. You can see the talent of Anthony Edwards. The Warriors are going to win comfortably, but credit Minnesota for their effort for the entire game. They cut it to 8, and Steve Kerr had to take a timeout. He inserted Steph Curry, and Steph went for 15 points in the next 4:20 and put the game away. So the Warriors win it. They moved to 9-8. They put that Utah and New York 2-game losing streak behind them and get ready for this same Minnesota team on Wednesday night. Edwards from deep. That high rainbow 3. It's only a 27% three-point shooter, but that's going to come along. His shot looks good. Steph down the lane, reversed it up and out. So Steph Curry, 0 for 6. Edwards attacking Wiseman. Oh, that is a rough foul. backed up, tried to avoid all the contact. Edwards will get to the line. Laughlin to Ed Davis rolling. He lost it. Back out to Edwards. Mulder runs him off the arc. And then Edwards buries a three. How about Anthony Edwards with a nice first quarter? Shot clock down to 5. Edwards is kind of the bailout. And there's no Wiseman in there. And so you get a glimpse of why he was the #1 pick. That was a nifty finish. Edwards again. Jaden McDaniels an open three. So they got a nice rhythm going now. Edwards driving is their offense. Either he scores. That time was a good look. Shot clock at 7. Pascal's got Edwards on a switch. He knows where he wants to go. He'll force him into the three. And Anthony Edwards. 13 already for the #1 pick.
Yeah, he's feeling good right now. May have to throw that three-point percentage out the window.
Oubre lost the handle. Layman's got the freebie. So for the Warriors, you have a game where Steph hasn't scored. You have a Minnesota team that's shooting only 36%, but they've hit 6 threes, and their rookie's got 13. Anthony Edwards with the head of steam in the reverse.
That's the D-Wade, that downhill off the ball screen, the sidestep. So shifty.
Anthony Edwards from deep. Oh, man. So how about this? Wiseman's got 18. Edwards has 18. And the top 2 picks in the draft are showing out. Edwards, you can see his strength right there.
He doesn't shy away from contact. You saw him jump straight into Wiseman. Wiseman is laughing a little bit on the way back. He liked it.
And Edwards, I mean, he's putting on a show in his own right.
Yeah, he's feeling good right now. And Wiseman didn't come up on his ball screen.
Anthony Edwards, he's one off his career best. I like Edwards. I do too. I'm happy for him. And so the Warriors, kind of an ugly one against the Knicks and the Jazz. They come home and do what you would hope they would. They take care of Minnesota twice, and they win this one, 123-111.
I wasn't sure they were going to have Joel Embiid in the lineup until just a few minutes before tip-off, but indeed he will play along with Simmons, Curry, Green, and Tobias Harris. The Timberwolves. And Jim, take a look at the man in the middle of that graphic, Anthony Edwards, making his first career NBA start alongside Russell Beasley, Okogie, and Ed Davis. With no Naz Reid tonight, Timberwolves really don't have a lot of size in the post to be able to contend with Embiid. If Davis gets into any kind of foul trouble. Anthony Edwards, and that's a nice start for Ant. He's shot it much better on the road than he has at home this season. We'd like to see the Timberwolves be able to build this lead while the Sixers are struggling to put it in the rim.
How about that find?
There you go.
Nice find by Ant that time. He ran out of real estate, had nowhere to go, and was able to throw that over the top to Malik.
And now the Wolves starting to go cold. They were at one point shooting 50%. They've hit on just 3 of their last 15 shots. Make it 4 out of 16.
Jared Vanderbilt is one of 5 players from Minnesota that is over the league average in shooting layups around the rim. There's a lot of assists that Joel Embiid could get because he does a great job of passing out of the post. He gets rid of it. The swing is the hockey assist as Anthony Edwards gets the jumper to go there. He's got a couple 2-point shots, right? He just knocked down a triple right there, so he was 0 for 3 from outside the arc, and now he has 1 make. Why not just keep going to the well?
Edwards dumps it off.
Nice.
Vanderbilt, chance for an and one. That'll be foul number 3 on Joel Embiid.
I'm looking forward to seeing JB Bickerstaff. JB was, a kid that grew up in the league, and learned the lessons well. He's just a tremendously gifted coach in terms of communicating concepts to men as Ant knocks that shot down.
It's a second 3 tonight for Edwards. That'll put him in double-figure scoring with 10. Edwards, back-to-back threes by Anthony Edwards.
He just has that ability to size people up, doesn't he?
And this will be the 7th consecutive win in the series for the Sixers over the Timberwolves. Joel Embiid with a monster night with the 37 points and 11 rebounds.
We welcome you to Minnesota for the start of a road-home back-to-back between these two teams, the Cavaliers and the Wolves, at the tip in minutes inside Target Center. Let's take a look at the lineups. They are brought to you by Geico. Same look for the Cavaliers, which check in at 9 and 10. Garland and Sexton in the backcourt, Okoro, Nance. and Drummond. As for the Timberwolves, this club won their first 2 games. They have gone 2-14 since. This lineup also is brought to you by Geico. With Naz Reid still out of the lineup, Josh Okogie slides to power forward, so #1 pick overall in November. Anthony Edwards makes his second career start, and there you see Ed Davis in the middle. He fills in for Karl Anthony Towns.
Beasley out of the corner, and Malik able to drain the 3. Ants going to town on Garland, took the hit, finishes at the rim, and a chance for a 3-point play and a lead.
You got to stay in front of them. You can't go for the little fakes because they are very good individual players.
So Edwards does get continuation, I should say, and he does have a chance for 3. Top scoring rookie, #1 overall pick after a season at Georgia.
Yeah, he's quite an athlete. He can play the game and fearless.
Drummond again on the attack, misses. Timberwolves come out of there with it. They've gotten it off quickly down the floor. And an and one as they work it underneath to Beasley. Minneapolis tonight, Cleveland tomorrow, San Antonio Wednesday, and then Oklahoma City over the weekend. Anthony Edwards with the 3 ball.
Oh boy, Edwards strong to the hoop.
Edwards with the bucket, snaps a 9-0 Cavalier run.
12 points, 9 rebounds for Drummond. He's got nearly as many rebounds as the Timberwolves as a team with their 11. Russell back to Edwards. And Ant drills the triple. Edwards open look for 3. Connects.
Man, his jumper's starting to look really sweet, isn't it?
Garland. Edwards reverses direction on Nance.
Oh, this kid is really starting to get it.
Anthony Edwards, no, but the Timberwolves getting an offensive rebound. Edwards will take the corner 3, and 3 is more than 2.
Starting to do more, too. He's starting to do other things other than just shoot jumpers. He's assisting as Vanderbilt gets that one to go. A nice assist that time.
Taurean Prince, an open look. That's offline, and the Timberwolves a chance to add to it, and what a pass as Malik Beasley throws the touchdown to Anthony Edwards. You have a feeling like this one is different, though. This Timberwolves team has a little bit of a swagger tonight.
Ooh.
And speaking of swagger.
Oh, man. Think about all the times we've seen that young man make that kind of move and then not make the layup. To take on Andre Drummond, to punish and finish him off at the rim like that was unbelievable.
Timberwolves, Jim, they put it together an impressive defensive display. They held the Cavaliers nearly 10 full minutes without a made field goal in the 4th quarter. From the 10:15 mark to the 2:36 mark, Cleveland did not get a bucket from the field. That was the difference in this game.
Naz Reid, who was inactive last night with a wrist injury, is active tonight. However, Ryan Saunders apparently likes the look with Anthony Edwards in that starting lineup. He replaced Reid, so Edwards stays as a starter, and we are underway. John Michael, Austin Carr, and Angel Gray, great to have you with us. And Beasley leaves that short. The ball's tipped. It's the shoot toss of Okogie. Scoops it up, deals to Russell. Edwards is wide open from straight away.
Yeah, they gave him an opportunity to get an uncontested shot. But at the same time, I like the energy that the Cavs have so far on both ends of the floor.
Edwards harassed by Prince. Deals to McDaniels in the corner. Didn't take it. He'll elect for a mid-range jumper. That's true.
I tell you, when they get Towns back, this team is going to be hard to have. They have athletes at every position.
Edwards, a nice crossover move. Gives to Beasley, gets it back, goes into Allen, gets it to go, and gets fouled.
Yeah, that was an athletic play. Meantime, the #1 pick in the draft definitely is starting to show what he's made of.
Okogie deals to Edwards. He'll fire a contested 3, and he rattles it in. Edwards has 9 first-half points.
That's a difficult shot. I take that from my defense.
Edwards off a Davis screen toward the bucket. Okogie from the corner. He's got it. Okogie this season is shooting 3s at 15%. Good to have you with us, John Michael, Austin Carr, and Angel Gray. First game of a 4-game homestand. Edwards down the lane. He converts with the left hand. Edwards has 11. Edwards looking to get loose. In toward Allen, puts it up and in.
Well, he stretched a long way to make that one because Allen had him measured.
Beasley off, Reed, 3/10 of a second, 2-point game. Get it in and it's over, and it is. The Cavaliers take on the Timberwolves tonight by the final of 198. Jared Allen takes center stage, a 23-18 performance as the Cavaliers win this one by 2. They close out the show down the stretch. Allen with those 23 points. Colin Sexton there with 26 to lead the way for the Cavaliers. Don't forget about Darius Garland, 19 points, 11 assists. Really steady things for the Cavaliers in the fourth quarter when the Timberwolves were gaining momentum early in the frame.
Oh, the first couple minutes, you called it early, Bill, just a touch sloppy.
And Edwards says, well, I guess I am okay, as he comes back and gets that basket. 19-10 with 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Spurs a sluggish start. Speaking of three, the three ball this time from Anthony Edwards. He shoots 33% in his first year in the league from distance, averaging better than 13 points a game. Well, they're 25th as far as points allowed. They give up 115, and they only score 106, but look at them tonight. 64 now after Edwards' bucket, and it's a 13-point lead. Here's Johnson. And it's slapped away. Diving for it, coming up with it, Minnesota. Good effort by Naz Reid. Okogie steps into a triple. Nothing but the bottom. Josh Okogie, 5 for 30. 3-point shooting coming into tonight. Lonnie Walker for 3. Rebound off to Edwards. Another 3, and Beasley, who's thinking, why do we only get to play the Spurs 3 times this season? Johnson driving, couldn't finish. Spurs hustle back as Rubio always finds the open man, and this time it's Anthony Edwards for the dunk.
And that time he just kind of took it easy, throwing the ball down. He's had some ferocious dunks this year.
Okogie out of Georgia Tech, 3rd year, gives it up to Edwards. Driving against Lonnie Walker and a terrific acrobatic reverse layup.
For 19 years old, Bill, he's so strong. He's built solidly, and he's only going to get stronger.
14 points for Edwards.
It's Jared Vanderbilt in the starting lineup in place of Josh Okogie and Naz Reid, who just missed a double-double last night with 17 points and 9 rebounds. And we talked about Malik Beasley, how good he has been. And there's the leading scorer for the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And we are underway in Oklahoma City. Al Horford, by the way, you noticed not in the starting lineup for the Thunder tonight, and Horford was fantastic with 26 points last night. You see the note there, or Al Horford out for rest tonight. Edwards will try a 3, and Anthony Edwards, that was deep.
It's good to see him line one up and set it down. Only 3 of 14 last night.
And Edwards knocks down his second triple.
It's huge for him to see the ball go through the hoop, especially when you get out to a poor start here. Ant's the kind of player that can get you back into the game real quick.
Edwards an attack, gets it to roll in, a chance for an Ant 1.
Did you just say Ant 1?
I did say Ant 1.
Okay.
Edwards.
You've got to challenge your guys and say, come on, Mike Muscala is a fine player. I like Mike Muscala. I worked out with him. I think he's great. But come on, 22 points and a half on perfect shooting. Naz Reid comes out of the corner. You got to challenge your guys, man. The Oklahoma City Thunder want nothing to do with Seattle statistics.
Exactly.
Is there anything?
And I don't think Seattle wants the Thunder to do anything with it.
When there's an NBA team back in Seattle, they're going to be the Sonics.
And they're going to absolutely adopt. They're going to adopt the history. Yep. Yeah. Anthony Edwards finds Naz and make it 13 points in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Edwards finds Beasley cutting to the basket underneath. It's a 19-3 run by the Timberwolves. Dort, and the Timberwolves get another stop. Thunder have scored only 3 points since the intermission after putting up 83 in the first half, and Edwards gets it back to a 5-point game. Edwards, how nifty was that move out of the rookie?
All of a sudden, it's a 4-point game.
Edwards, 3,
Whoa.
Anthony Edwards.
19 for 8.
He started the game 2 of 2 from downtown, missed his last 3, and now that's his third making 6 tries. Edwards, Anthony Edwards with the lefty finish. Reed putting it on the deck against Kenrich Williams. And Nas cashes in.
Big Mo.
As we approach 2 minutes to go in Oklahoma City. Gilgeous-Alexander, he has scored 13 of the last 18 Thunder points.
I like it.
Baisley got
Stay
Layman
down.
in the air and then finishes.
Stay down.
Wolves need to get it in. Rubio does get it in. Nas Reed. Nas going for the tie. Can't drop it through. And that's how it's going to finish.
Man, that's too bad.
And the Thunder escape with the 2-point win.
That Wolves team comes into American Airlines Center tonight to play the Mavericks, who had 2 memorable games for different reasons against the Golden State Warriors. Now they settle in to play the T-Wolves tonight here on Fox Sports Southwest. D'Angelo Russell did have a 35-point first half last year against the Mavs playing with Golden State. Made 9 threes in that first half, and he has 1 tonight. 7-point start for Porzingis in a game Dallas leads by 2. On the note about Karl Anthony Towns, tonight is the 13th consecutive game that he's missed since his COVID diagnosis in mid-January. And that's a drive and score in the paint for the rookie, Edwards. Edwards bumped in the lane. Deep 3, Russell.
A lot of time for him that time. He can knock down those easy shots.
From the elbow, that was a smooth, more than a 19-year-old looking move by Anthony Edwards. 3 good for Edwards. 32% on his threes this season.
Edwards, Anthony explodes down the lane for the tomahawk jam. Doncic blocked from behind by Anthony Edwards. The Mavs will have it, but only 0.3 to shoot.
Edwards for 3 and a timeout now by the Mavs. Kogi rattles in a 3-pointer. Driving to the basket, Anthony Edwards. He's fouled and will shoot 2 free throws after a timeout on the floor with 2:40 left in the third quarter, and Dallas up 16. 3 good for Edwards. And a steal. Anthony Edwards, a breakaway dunk. This is down to a 5-point game with 1:18 left.
This is now a clutch game as it's 5.
Oh, and Luka going into the paint on the drive, lost the ball, it was stripped. Here's Anthony Edwards, who just had the last breakaway dunk. Going quickly up the floor, Rubio leaves it for Anthony Edwards. Back to a 5-point contest, a pass up ahead to Kleba. Kleba going to run it down with 5 seconds left in the game. Passes over to Richardson, and it is over. It will be another 5-point game for Minnesota. 6 straight games decided by 5 or less for the Timberwolves. Beasley left it out on the floor late, but the Mavericks bring it over the finish line, 127-122.
Lots of moving pieces with the Timberwolves this year. 13 different starting lineups. There's the #1 overall pick in November's draft, Anthony Edwards, Ricky Rubio, Malik Beasley in the backcourt, Josh Okogie, and Karl Anthony Towns, just the 6th game he will play this year. For James Borrego's 10-legged groove machine, they're on the dance floor right now. LaMelo Ball leading the charge. He'll be in the backcourt with Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, and Cody Zeller rounding out the 5. As Ashley told us, no P.J. Washington. Beginning of the game at the rim, Anthony Edwards, kind of a half-hearted alley-oop.
Yeah, started to play off aggressive with that alley-oop attempt right there, but he was still able to knock it down, man. You talk about athleticism, and he is an aggressive offensive player.
Edwards spins it through. Hornets lead by 5. Largest lead had been 6. Edwards, pretty move. Oh, that's what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, splits the screen and roll, and then up and under with a hang time.
Edwards scoots in the paint, left-handed dime. All right, Anthony Edwards, a little bit of everything.
The rookie's going back and forth here.
Towns. That's a 7-footer. Rookie Edwards, that's a nice move.
Yeah, he's going to be a really good scorer in this league.
Edwards keeps the dribble alive. And the Hornets lost track of him.
Yeah, and he uses his already NBA body to create space for that left-hand layup.
Rubio. Okogie. Josh Okogie.
Edwards wanted to stop the play once he got the ball, but good closeout forced him to give it up.
Here's the rookie, number 1 overall pick, Anthony Edwards. Free throw line extended. Kid's got game. He does. Towns back out to Edwards. Biz on him. Wow. All right.
Yeah, confidence there by Towns, too. He thought he had a mismatch with Miles. He said, nope, here, young fella. You got one with Biz. Let's see you do something.
Edwards. Oh, man. I've seen enough. Anthony Edwards and one.
Look at Edwards.
How low he gets.
Yeah. And then explodes with the contact.
We were kind of goofing around laughingly. Heard reports that he said I could play any sport if I wanted. Why not?
I don't know about that. I think he picked the right one, though.
He can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Rozier just needs to go on down and help. He's guarding Rubio. I'll just go ahead and take a double. Make Rubio make a shot.
That's all she wrote. Hornets back to their wing ways. Playing 3 men down without a shoot-around. Just strolling into the arena an hour and a half before the ball game began. The Hornets hold off the pesky Timberwolves and win by a final of 120 to 114.
Welcome, everyone, to Tampa. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Toronto Raptors. Rubio, Beasley, the rookie Edwards, Vanderbilt, in Towns in the middle. For the Toronto Raptors, they won 4 of 6 games on their most recent road trip, a stretch of 9 of 10 on the road. Their starting 5 remains the same. OG Anunoby is out this evening, and Yuta Watanabe also out. Minnesota started the year 2-0. Since that time, they've dropped 20 of 24 games.
Oh, and again, the injuries have been a big part of that. Obviously Karl Anthony Towns and COVID have been a big issue for this team. He's a key player for them, no question about that.
Rookie Anthony Edwards.
Yep, this is a young, explosive player.
And that bucket ties it up. And Lowry has it stripped away. Rubio loses it. Minnesota retains possession, and the three-pointer is good. Malik Beasley has had a breakout season since coming over from Denver.
Well, what Saunders wants from Beasley is you come over from Denver, a winning team, a team that really understands how to play the game. Bring some of that experience to this young group.
And the timeout taken. Van Vliet, stutter step in the paint, sends it to Bembry, open corner 3, doesn't go, and Towns with a rebound, and quickly an outlet pass to the rookie out of the University of Georgia, played for Tom Crean there. OG Anunoby played for Tom Crean at Indiana.
I'll tell you, Edwards is a nice player. Right now he still doesn't know what he's doing, right? He's just a young kid. But what a body.
Edwards looked like he almost stepped on the line, and Edwards able to get to the rim, lays it up and in. Minnesota by 2. Pass stolen. Numbers. Edwards going to drive and get right to the basket, and a timeout taken by Nick Nurse.
Wow, big time move again. Vet move right there. Anthony Edwards.
Edwards on the attack and a slam dunk. Wow.
Wow.
Largest lead.
Ed Davis has got that look on his face on the Minnesota bench going, where'd that come from? We saw him use going to the body last time. This time just going straight up and saying, I got this. Wow, that's impressive.
Edwards. Towns the 3. Delivers back to 5.
Well, if there's one thing the big fella can do is just shoot the basketball.
Lowry to inbound it. Sends it to Pascal. Denied. And that's going to do it, Minnesota. Minnesota with the victory. They're now 7-20 as they win at 116-112.
Great to be back. Target Center, Minneapolis, Minnesota. The original home of this Laker franchise, a land of 10,000 lakes. And this is one of 6 games tonight in the NBA. Let's get to the Spectrum starting lineup. Obviously, no AD, so we're going to see a different lineup. Maybe we'll see this same 5 throughout, with Kyle Kuzma once again being plugged in, and he has been sensational in this role. How about he's been sensational even coming off the bench this year? For the TWolves, the #1 pick in the entire draft, Anthony Edwards, will start alongside Jared Vanderbilt. And the big story, though, is Karl Anthony Towns is back, and Ricky Rubio getting some big time with D'Angelo Russell out tonight. Now, Ricky Rubio and Marc Gasol, teammates on the national team. That's a good little backdoor right there, and the bounce pass from Gasol.
Great example of where if a defender is taking something from you, they're giving you something. And they took the rub off the screen away from Dennis Schroeder, and he gave up the layup.
The turn, the shot, the score by the #1 pick, Anthony Edwards, the highest pick ever for Georgia Bulldogs.
This is what I like. I like Dennis Schroeder handling the ball a lot in the half-court set, running pick and rolls. And that way, LeBron can play off the ball like that. Plus, he can rest. When you're not handling the ball, fighting pressure coming up the court, you get a little bit of a breather there. So if they want to extend his minutes by a few, that's the way to get it done. Wait till the fourth quarter to put the ball in his hand.
Edwards comes right back and scores. The rookie, the 19-year-old. And Edwards getting aggressive. He challenged Gasol.
Yeah, but that's a shot where I think Gasol has to try to go for the block. He should have rejected that shot.
Rubio attacks. Nobody picks him up. And he goes all the way for the finger roll. Well, Schroeder surveyed the floor, had it blocked by Edwards, the #1 pick. Where's that #1 on the back of his uniform? On its way, and down it goes. That's Malik Beasley. He's finally got a bucket tonight. And that's a turnover taken by Schroeder. Ball was just laying on the ground, picked up by the purple and gold. Kuzma all the way, hangs in the air. Oh, that's going the other way. Boy, that was a lot of contact that time.
Yeah, they called
go the other way.
Called verticality, and they said that Kuz was the last to touch it. No complaint from Kuz.
Where's the defense?
See, that's just too
Where's the defense?
Way too easy.
KCP can't hit. 50-50 chased down by Rubio. Here is Edwards all the way, scored around Gasol.
Did a good job of making sure Gasol could not get any kind of position to make a defensive play on it.
Edwards, that game already expanding in his rookie year, and he hits the 3. The rainbow 3 for Anthony Edwards. Down the middle, Anthony Edwards. Boy, he's looked good tonight, hasn't he, Stu?
Yeah, he's done a real good job, especially getting inside and just getting some easy looks.
And a nice dish by Karl Anthony Towns. And they are just drilling threes. 13 tonight.
Anthony Edwards knocked down his 3rd from that distance.
They're at 46%. 105-94. Edwards 3 again.
Wow, he's feeling it. He's feeling it.
Rob mentioned it before the season, right, that they wanted to make the roster just stronger. And so a night like tonight, no AD, right, some guys might be tired, as Derek Fisher said in our pregame show defending a championship. That's where you need guys like Harrell, like Schroeder, Gasol, Matthews all have stepped up. And then that guy too, Billy, he's on fire here.
Wow, Anthony Edwards tonight, he's tough to beat. 27 to lead the Wolves. And Gasol with the foul. He thought he had the block. You heard his reaction. Lakers win it tonight, and they're coming home to face Brooklyn on Thursday. One of the marquee matchups of the season. And boy, LeBron giving some love to the #1 pick, and I'm sure that means a ton to Anthony.
Just about set to go for some basketball. Timberwolves and the Raptors. Timberwolves trying to wrap up the season series with a sweep. See if they can get it done here tonight. Jim Peterson, your Raptor lineup: Van Vliet, Bembry, Powell, Siakam, and Boucher. Timberwolves will counter with Rubio, Beasley, Edwards, Vanderbilt, and Towns. What is your Taco Bell take for tonight? Van Vliet.
Nice block by Ant.
Sure was. See if Ant can get it going on the offensive end. Beautiful feed as he uses the bounce pass to get Vanderbilt. Van Vliet. That was Van the Leafs' first three-point attempt of the game.
8th rebound of the game for Towns.
Rubio corner three, and Ricky finally gets the Timberwolves a trifecta. Edwards hurries it up the floor, and the rookie going for the stuff gets denied at the rim.
There's no one that has more spectacular missed dunks.
Beasley chased off the three-point line, will settle for the two.
Yeah, just step in and shoot the wide-open shot. Don't sit there and try to shoot the contested three with two guys all over you. Just step inside and knock it down.
Beasley gets the screen from Reed. McDaniels.
They try to run you up the line, don't they?
Anthony Edwards makes that too. How about that effort, though, by the Raptors? Every time the Timberwolves made an extra pass, there was a Raptor there waiting for it.
And the person that caught the pass was open for a second.
Anthony Edwards, that time he does finish with the exclamation point.
Watanabe got his feelings hurt on this one. I mean, that is absolutely filthy. There have been very few in-game dunks that have looked like that.
Put that on a poster. I don't care who's defending. That was.
Ant wants to look at his own work.
That was impressive.
You gotta love it.
Oh, the slam dunk and a foul. Anthony Edwards. I don't know about the stare down there.
Well, he is a guy that is an electric player, and he's got major ups, and you can see it right here. The first-round pick.
First overall pick.
Of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and look at it right here. He's got the ability. He's just got to get to a point where he can be a consistent shooter, but he can do that right there. And out of Georgia.
Played for Tom Crean there.
Yeah, Tom coached OG at Indiana.
Timberwolves the other way.
So
Terrence Davis was slow to get up, was holding his head, and Timberwolves get the bucket on the other end. Edwards up to 7 points now. Toronto went off to a 19-point lead early. Then the Timberwolves, a 23-1 run in the third quarter. They got the Anthony Edwards highlight reel dunk of perhaps the NBA season in the second half. But Toronto ends the game on an 11-0 run to win it.
Timberwolves come in with the league's worst record, 7-25. Karl Anthony Towns playing his 9th game since his return from battling COVID. They are without D'Angelo Russell, their second leading, or one of their leading scorers, and their second leading assist man, as he deals with a recovery from a leg injury and surgery.
You got to respect Ricky Rubio. He's been a much more aggressive offense in the last couple of years.
Yep. Averaged 13 a couple of years ago. Right on cue, the rookie Anthony Edwards, who has started now 16 consecutive games for Minnesota, has the first 2 of the night. Nice play, White trying to get it to Carter, but Karl Anthony Towns' body is tough to maneuver around. He's a big boy. One of the tougher players in the league. And he can shoot it too. And he's given Minnesota a 5-0 lead.
Well, you definitely got to get out there on him. And Zach was normally the third option in that Minnesota dynamics. And now look at him now, one of the best players in the NBA. The Bulls got him. We got Lowry marketing. So if you want to go back and say who won that trade, definitely the Bulls won that trade.
I think there's a tendency, especially in the NBA, with younger players.
Ooh.
Speaking of them, Anthony Edwards with a great jam, his 19th dunk of the year.
Boy, did you see how fast he came off that little curl? Wow.
That first step is impressive.
I'm telling you, man, he is going to be fun to watch.
Here's Edwards for 3, and he sinks it. He's shooting about 31% as a rookie from 3.
You know, as his career goes, he's going to become a better three-point shooter.
Oh, yes.
He's got. You look at him; he's got nice form. Gets off the ground.
As Beasley gets the 2 there.
The Bulls' defense was like 28th, you know, about a month ago.
Yeah.
And now it's moved up to 20th. So they're making strides defensively, and that's what you want to see if you're Billy Donovan.
Yep.
They're starting to understand how to rotate, talk on defense. Oh, mouse in the house, free cheese.
Right hand that time for Thaddeus
There it
Young.
is, the offhand. But yeah, they've gone from 28 to 20.
Yeah.
You know, last year they were 14. So if they can get anywhere in the teens with the way they score the basketball, they are going to be tough to beat.
Like Zach LaVine did a nice job hopping around the screen that time. That's a really good move and finish by Vanderbilt. But those are the little things that we talked about with the guys in the crossover today. Just little things getting better defensively will make you a consistently better team. Oh, nice hesitation by Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, that was really nice.
His first field goal of the second half. Oh, anything
nice
from Anthony Edwards. This kid's only 19 as well.
That was a nice move.
LaVine, acceleration. Wanted the foul. Towns was just a brick wall standing in the paint. Edwards, the drag step, the pitch. Beasley, the step over, and a big three for Malik Beasley.
Huge three. They
and the
needed that.
Timberwolves. Wow. LaVine. Oh, a friendly roll.
Living right. Zach LaVine.
That is his 16th 30-point game this year, the 8th in this All-Star month of February for Zach LaVine. Here's Towns. Over Carter, just takes the jumper and sinks it.
Wow, he doesn't even jump. He just faces up, and it's a flat-footed jump shot.
LaVine through the defense. What a reverse by Zach LaVine.
Strolling on a Sunday afternoon.
Minute to go. Beasley to Edwards, a three. Long two. Long two or three?
I think it counted as a three.
Into the backcourt for Satoransky. And he is fouled. 3-point game. And
big free throw.
Chris Finch will take that timeout. 9.8 to go. Here's Rubio, watched by White.
Watch Beasley.
White, was muscling through Ricky Rubio, who wanted a foul. They're going to rule it a shooting foul. Wow. Tie game. Final seconds. Here's LaVine. Zach LaVine, the All-Star to try to win it. Off to overtime we go. Temple got it to go.
Nice move.
Young, nice pass. Temple, an extra pass to Carter. The patience and the score. Nice. Bulls have the first 4 of overtime. Rubio, no, not going to get the call that time. Bulls have numbers. LaVine, wide open. That's a three. Got it!
Give me the hot sauce, Zach. That's your all-star, ladies and gentlemen.
Vanderbilt lost it. Good job by Temple to get it out to White. Foot race. And a jam!
Oh, Mr. Vanderbilt, meet me at the rim and don't be late.
Halfway through, Bulls up 7. What a shot by Edwards.
I tell you what, he's got a sweet stroke.
Yeah, he does.
He may not make a lot of he got a sweet stroke.
Here's White on the drive, all the way. Yes, sir.
Sub-zero. Icy.
100 seconds left. Kobe White puts the Bulls back up by 6. Edwards on the drive. Challenged by Carter. Reed is there. There's going to be a foul on the prior play on Wendell Carter Jr., his 5th.
And Wendell thought he had all ball.
Edwards makes both. 4-point game with half a minute remaining. Got to get it in. Temple gets it. Okogie reaching, and he commits the foul. There's a turnover by Minnesota, and that'll do it.
Drive home safely, Chicago. Beep, beep.
First time in the 4 meetings between Minnesota and Chicago that have gone to overtime. The Bulls win it. Minnesota had won the prior 3. Zach LaVine led the way with 35 points in his first game since being minted as an all-star. And for the first time this year, the Bulls have won 3 straight at home. It came in difficult fashion tonight against this hard-nosed Timberwolves team in transition.
After their best road trip in 4 years, the Wizards return home to Capital One Arena tonight to take on Karl Anthony Towns and the T-Wolves.
Edwards. And Anthony Edwards gets the Timberwolves back to even. Anthony Edwards able to get to the rack and lay it in, and the Timberwolves have the lead.
Let's go back to Jarrett Culver coming off handoff, and Washington just got confused that time. No switch. Jarrett Culver lets him have it. Alex Len was a little bit too late. That's gonna be one of those dunks, Dave, that wasn't that impressive when you first saw it, but when you see the photograph of it later on, because Alex Len jumped at it, he's gonna be all up in that poster.
Block right there by Edwards. Timberwolves off and running. Culver takes the contact, and Culver's gonna go to the free throw line. Great anticipation there by Matthews. Nearly came up with the basketball. Broken floor situation. See if the Wolves can take advantage of it. And Anthony Edwards tried to throw it on Robin Lopez.
That was sneaky.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a dunk, but he still got the bucket.
Anthony Edwards goes up over the top of Rolo here.
I mean, I don't know. Can you call it a dunk?
Didn't really push up on him.
It kind of came out of his hand. He got the bucket. I don't know if that counts as a dunk, does it?
I don't really care what it was. It was an athletic play. It was an athletic play that ended up with 2 points for Minnesota. So I think Anda's going to fully take credit for it, and it was a really aggressive play.
Edwards and Anthony Edwards with a finish. Back to a 1-point game. Scott Brooks wants to use a timeout. Russell Westbrook, who was hot for a little bit in that second quarter, unable to hit that shot. Edwards the other way, hits a 3.
He needed that.
We get the All-Star status whistle, and they get the MVP candidate whistle.
Yeah, exactly right.
Anthony Edwards getting the rookie whistle there, which was none.
Which was none. But he got the friendly roll that time. There was a certain amount of luck involved with that.
Westbrook finds an extra gear. Lopez there to clean up the mess. Timberwolves only 9 made threes in this game. Bradley Beal the other way, no. Edwards pulls up for 3, and Ant connects on a triple. Edwards pulls up for 3, and Ant connects on a triple. It's got to be tough to recruit when recruits probably aren't even sure that the proper pronunciation of the school they're going to. And that will do it. Bradley Beal, 34 points, just about on his season average, slight tick over it. And another triple-double out of Russell Westbrook. Only one time in franchise history have the Timberwolves ever gone without a win at Target Center for the entire month of February. Tonight, the Wolves get one last chance to avoid joining the 2009 team for that distinction as they welcome in the Phoenix Suns.
Jim, the thing that the Suns did in the offseason, and it started with the bubble and then carried over in the offseason, was they went out and they added a lot of veterans to this team. 235 playoff games added to their roster as Edwards able to hit it. They have 8 players back from last year and 8 new players. And the 8 new players they brought in have a combined 235 playoff games under their belt. The 8 returnees only have 28. Great anticipation by Edwards, and that is just cruel to the rim.
He doesn't like that rim down there. That's the one he wrecked against Toronto.
Sure is. Oh, and was trying to sling it on Cameron Johnson, and he almost said, I thought he was going to have it. Cameron Johnson says, I don't want to be in your poster.
You're not going to posterize me. He got past Devin Booker, and Cameron Johnson came and took him on and threw his body into him. You better meet him early, because if you meet him late, you're going to get your feelings hurt.
Yeah, that was almost lights out. Timberwolves a chance to get it back to a 1-point game or perhaps tie it on a 3. Instead, they'll turn it over for the 6th time tonight, but they get it right back. Edwards, and then Edwards has his pocket picked from behind by Moore. Saric gets one to roll in.
How many people know who Benny Hill is?
Probably not very many in our audience. Oh, Anthony Edwards, he really does hate that rim.
He's trying to bend it.
Oh, that is so fun to watch. Go get him, man. Some kid somewhere is going to have a room just filled with Anthony Edwards posters.
Yeah.
Edwards cans the triple.
The Charlotte Hornets a couple games ago, and it came down to an end-of-game situation play. And, you know, it was back and forth, and it came down to a shot by Devin Booker, and Gordon Hayward actually kind of fouled him on the last second. That would have tied the game, David. He would have made 3 free
how about that spin move by Naz Reid? Edwards trying to break down Saric, and then the step back by Ant. That was silky smooth.
He's got some real-life highlight packages in this game. This might be one of his best halves of basketball. In fact, I think it is. When you factor in all the things that he's done in this game.
Is Edwards able to get another bucket? Booker pulls up for a long 2.
Wow, how was that on a foul on Frank Kaminsky?
Timberwolves are fortunate that they do get the basketball. Edwards gets through traffic and finishes.
That's breathtaking. Guys, Anthony Edwards was having a whale of a game.
What was great about that, though, was, I mean, and the three was amazing, but Cat, the pass, first of all, and when Cat passed it, and Ant was in shooting form, he hadn't even released it yet. Cat was walking up the floor like, yeah, he's got that.
Anthony Edwards gets fouled here as Monty Williams has emptied out his bench.
Close game through 2.5 quarters, but then that guy, Devin Booker, took care of business, and the Suns roll 118-99.
LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier in that backcourt. Great to have Gordon back. PJ Washington's had a very productive road trip, and Bismack Biyombo continues to start in place of Cody Zeller. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, this is game number 5 for them, under the watchful eye of Chris Finch, who replaced Ryan Saunders. They will start Rubio and Edwards in the backcourt, Vanderbilt and Towns up front, and just to get a layman's perspective, they start number 10, Jake, at one of the forward spots. Hayward, first miss of the ball game. Rubio, three-pointer for the Spaniard. Anthony Edwards, not automatic from behind the arc, but he sure does like putting him up there. His 68th three-pointer of his rookie campaign.
I don't think he's looking at the game notes and looking at his shooting percentage.
Edwards, full head of steam. That is a pretty reverse.
Yeah. Strong, protects the ball in the right hand, releases it to the left. Perfect English off the window.
Layman. Edwards is going to have to do something. Oh, a foul. A foul stops the clock. And because of the bonus, we're going to have free throws for Anthony Edwards. Somehow got over Terry. Anthony Edwards a layup.
Not a lot of guys can make that pass cross court in the NBA. It normally gets stolen. Rubio, really good touch.
They'll just finishing off that thought. Chris Finch just got hired. He was an assistant coach in Toronto under Nick Nurse. So he doesn't have a training camp with Minnesota, doesn't really know the players, the coaches. He just inherited all of Saunders' staff. And now he's trying to be the new head coach on the fly.
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's very hard, especially in the circumstances and the situation in which he was hired.
Rubio. That's 4 3-pointers made for Rubio. Steal at half court by Edwards.
You know, a couple games ago, you were going to ask me when De'Aaron Fox thought himself fastest guy in the league. He was some of the fastest guys that I played with or against with the basketball. I wrote him down. Let's see if I can. Of course, my guy Muggsy, the fastest. That's layup. Spud Webb.
Ooh, yeah.
And then I got an old school guy, Ricky Green.
Oh, McDaniels had an opportunity against his brother. He gives it up to Edwards, who's getting some window dressing here in the last couple of minutes. Yeah, Edwards getting his. He's the king of the final 3 minutes. Look at that final score. 135-102. Hornets sweep the season series away from the Timberwolves. Minnesota has now lost 9 in a row.
Let's get your starting lineups. We begin with the New Orleans Pelicans. Lonzo Ball, Eric Bledsoe, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Steven Adams. No J.J. Redick tonight for New Orleans. The Timberwolves will counter with Rubio, Edwards, Layman, Jared Vanderbilt, and Karl Anthony Towns.
Anthony Edwards gets that 3-ball to go. Nice screen that time. Stopping behind the screen and letting one fly.
Okogie.
See, that's where Josh's confidence, you know, tried to finish it, couldn't get there. Boy, Nas and Jaden McDaniels are just doing a whale of a job here getting Minnesota back into this game.
And Anthony Edwards gets the Timberwolves their first lead of this game. Anthony Edwards.
There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there.
And takes the contact, finishes, Wolves by 5. And Anthony Edwards makes the starters 10 of 25. Into the wing area for Lonzo Ball, puts it up and leaves it well short. Anthony Edwards running the floor, gets paid off. And the Timberwolves again have a 4-point lead. Bledsoe. Oh, Bledsoe turns it over into the hands of Edwards. Edwards fading away, the one-legged shot by Ant. Edwards, who's had an impressive quarter. Dumps it off. Towns for the three at the buzzer to end the half. And Cat finally hits on his first triple of the night in 7 tries. Ingram out of the corner off the feed from Zion. No, and the Timberwolves already up 10, looking to push it further. Edwards gets through the traffic into the bucket. And Stan Van Gundy needs a timeout. Timberwolves come up with the basketball. Vanderbilt along with Edwards. And Anthony Edwards finishes. Bledsoe bricks a three. Edwards hits on his triple, and it has just been all Timberwolves all the time since about the midpoint of the first quarter. Timberwolves take it away.
The defense that the Wolves have played since, you mentioned it, Dave, since the midpoint of the first quarter.
80-46 is the score since the 4:14 mark of the first. Takeaway there. Edwards fouled before he got the shot attempt up. Timberwolves have forced 18 turnovers, and as you said, Jim, the best part about that is that the points off turnovers.
Right.
Shot clock getting low. Edwards gets it away and banks it in.
It's one of those nights for Minnesota.
And that is going to close it out. How about this performance tonight for Minnesota? This was fun to watch. Timberwolves, they turned on the afterburners late in the first quarter and left the Pelicans in the dust. Everybody had a hand in this victory. The bench was impressive with 72 bench points. Your starting lineup for the Blazers: Lillard, Gary Trent Jr. making his 22nd consecutive start since McCollum went out. Covington, Cantor, and Jones for the Blazers. The Timberwolves counter with Layman, Vanderbilt, Towns, Edwards, and Ricky Rubio. And we are just about set for basketball. Second meeting, as we mentioned, this season between these two teams. Lillard has it knocked away. Rubio ahead to Anthony Edwards, and Edwards is able to get the flush. Gary Trent from the free throw line, no. Towns pulls down the board. Damian Lillard's only taken 1 shot so far here tonight. Edwards looking for the three, and that one goes down.
Mr. Little is in the ballgame for Portland, Dave. He's been getting more run, and he's been kind of an energy player for them as well.
Simons, no.
So I think that's what you got to do if you're Hernan Gomez. You got to try to deny catches to Melo. You just can't let him post you up. He's too good. Juancho did a nice job of denying.
Oh, Towns blows right by Cantor and stuffs it. Trent, no. Timberwolves get another stop. Edwards with a head of steam, and Edwards finishes. Edwards will try and get 3 back. Edwards can't. Oh, he does get a roll. How about that?
It looked like Vando was trying to get in there to tip that one in. Luckily, he left it alone.
Towns scoops it inside. Anthony Edwards.
Jake Layman's cut was excellent. The timing of it. Anthony Edwards' cut was very timely, and then the spacing that time by Jalen Noel on top froze the defender.
Edwards gets into the paint. Edwards with a finish.
He just blew right past Rodney Hood. Oh, man.
And Terry Stotts wants a timeout. 3-point game with 4:12 to go.
Man.
Edwards straight away, and answers right back.
There you go. That's what you got to do. Answer a 3 with the 3.
Edwards, oh, Anthony Edwards, Ants can't fly. That was something else, man. Wow. Back to a 1-point game. How fun is that kid?
Melo just calmly gives you a step back.
Rubio all over Lillard. Lillard gets in the paint. Towns comes up with a block. Edwards.
Nice job.
And in the open floor, gets to the rack, and a whistle comes in. It's going to be Timberwolves ball. Knocked out of bounds. Anthony Edwards was looking for a foul.
The on-court ruling has been overturned. It's Portland's ball. Yeah. Game clock 1-3-2.
It's not the right call. It's terrible.
Carmelo Anthony gives it up to Lillard. Lillard step back three, and of course, what are they gonna review whether it's a two or three? Oh,
that toe's on the line.
It sure is. Towns back inside to Edwards, and the foul call does come in here. So Edwards will go to the free throw line. They'll get it on Jones. Under a minute to go. Lillard. They work it inside. What nice passing by the Blazers. You hate that for the Wolves. That's going to do it. Well, the Timberwolves put up a heck of a fight here tonight. But in the end, the Blazers hold on for the 4-point win. 125-121, our final. Portland Trail Blazers starting lineup tonight. Looks like this: Lillard, Trent Jr., Jones Jr., Covington, and Cantor in the starting lineup. And the Timberwolves with Rubio, Edwards, Layman, Vanderbilt, and Karl Anthony Towns. Edwards finds Rubio, gets it back from Ricky, and then Edwards with the takeoff, and he'll have to earn him at the free throw line. Portland's 1 of 10 shooting, and that's their first turnover of the game. Vanderbilt with the stuff.
Leading the fast break, gives it up to Ant. Ant throws it right back to him. That's really nice teamwork between the two young guys.
Anthony Edwards just 2 points so far here tonight. Edwards gets to the cup and kisses it off the glass and in. Anthony Edwards, that was a nice move by the rookie. He's got a half dozen now. Lillard dumps it off. Wood, no.
Again, gap defense by Minnesota. Anthony Edwards, and I always say boxes and elbows. Like, get players in. You start in defensively. You can always get back out, but if you start out, you're not going to get back in quickly enough as Ant knocks that down.
First triple of the game for Edwards, and Terry Stotts wants a timeout. Edwards dumps it off for Rubio. Deserved a better fade. Anthony, a nice job drawing the defense and getting Ricky an open shot, and then Edwards takes it away. Edwards, how great was that out of the rookie?
Such a confident player, man.
Towns gets around his good friend Covington and stuffs it. Wolves wanted a whistle, won't get it. Edwards connects on the triple. Second of the night for the rookie. Timberwolves sloppy, but they get it to Edwards. Edwards for a three. Nothing sloppy about that.
The sloppiest three-point possession you'll ever see, and then a timeout by Terry Stotts.
In a tightly contested game, largest lead for either team has been 6 points. Edwards up to 19 in the game.
How about that take? That was something special, man. I mean, this guy is so much fun to watch.
Anthony Edwards, and Ant, another 20-point game in the books for him. Anthony Edwards, three! Anthony Edwards, his fourth triple. He's got 24 in the game. The Timberwolves lead has swelled to 12. Timberwolves get another three-point try by Anthony Edwards, and Ants have superhuman strength.
How did he get that one to the rim? Did he do the James Harden sidestep as well? He didn't do the three to the head like he did last three he hit on it. Carmelo Anthony. How about that move?
Anthony Edwards put that one on the highlight reel with all the rest. That was a top shot, folks.
I almost took my headset off and threw it onto the court. I was so excited.
Oh, man. That might be better than the one over Watanabe.
I'm just still taken aback by that play by Edwards. That was unbelievable. And specifically against this team.
He steps back for three. Anthony Edwards is just getting NBA top shot moment after top shot moment tonight. This has been something else. The Timberwolves win it by
two. What a performance out of Anthony Edwards, the rookie, with 34 points, a career high, 6 made threes. And the Timberwolves, it wasn't easy, but they finally end their home losing skid and get their first win of the season against the Blazers. A lot to talk about and a happy post-game edition of Wolves Live. That's next.
We are ready for basketball. Can't wait. Minnesota and the Lakers. Wolves at 9-30. Lakers at 26-13. Spectrum starting lineup. As we look at the starting lineup, I'll tell you who's not playing. Once again, a little shorthanded. AD, Gasol, Caruso, Duds, all out. So 4 players unavailable for the Lakers tonight. Same starting 5 that we saw last night in the victory at Golden State. For the Wolves, I mentioned they're playing good basketball, but they've only won 4 games all year on the road. Ricky Rubio is in his second tour of duty as a Timberwolf. On February the 16th, Stu alluded to it earlier, at Minnesota, Lakers beat them 112-104, pulled away at the end in that game, went on a 17-5 run in the fourth quarter to seal the deal. And Edwards did have a good game there, 28 points. Here he is off the glass to score. Karl Anthony Towns hangs in the air and scores in the restricted area. And Minnesota is on top by 4. LeBron throws it away. Edwards steals it for Minnesota. Turnover number 7. Edwards at the other end scores with the left hand. Edwards hangs in the air and scores. Anthony Edwards. At the other end, Edwards elevates to throw it down.
You know, this game, Mike, has the looks of a game where the Lakers are going to try to flip the switch. To, you know, save all of their energy, so to speak, to the fourth quarter and then flip that switch.
Well, LeBron has only shot it 3 times. So you would expect him to look to the basket a little bit more, wouldn't you?
Well, in this one, in the second half, I definitely look for him.
Edwards.
And they're going to have to, because the Timberwolves come out and make back-to-back 3-pointers to start the third and go up by 5.
And it's Edwards who hits them both. And Edwards answers right back. Well, he's getting to the basket pretty easily, isn't he?
Too easy.
Edwards reverse layup around Harrell is good for 2.
He's talented. Very talented.
Rubio, little up fake. Montrez was biting. Edwards, yeah, he's wide open. Makes no mistake, Anthony Edwards. Horton Tucker's got 7 boards, 3 assists, and 14 points. Here he is underneath. He scores again. Real deal. He's going to be a problem for years to come. And at the other end, Anthony Edwards with the dunk. Minnesota will probably get 1 more in. Edwards looking to throw it up, and he throws it in. So Anthony Edwards, one night after a career high 34, gets 29. Stu is already standing. This game is over.
Giving him a standing ovation. What are you talking about?
Chick would already be in the car. Let's just put it that way.
Phoenix will go with Paul, Booker, Bridges, Crowder, and DeAndre Ayton manning the center position for Phoenix. The Timberwolves will counter with Rubio, Edwards, Lehman, Vanderbilt, and Karl Anthony Towns. Quickly the other way, Booker no, and Vanderbilt with the rebound.
Phoenix Suns are 4th in the NBA in mid-range field goal attempts as Ant knocks down the triple.
First MIG tonight for the field from Anthony Edwards. Edwards goes around the screen and attacks the rim, and with his first flush tonight. Edwards, floater game for Anthony Edwards.
We haven't seen much of the floater game.
You have not, but man, is there anything he can't do?
It's very important.
And sidesteps for 3, and that was very James Harden-esque. That was filthy. Anthony Edwards, that one was from way deep. And Ant's got 13 now in the game with his 3rd triple. Edwards, here he goes, and Ants are venomous. Anthony Edwards, 15 in the game now. Anthony Edwards out of the corner, and Ants now his 4th triple tonight.
He's lining it up and setting it down, baby. Chris Finch rotating starters back into the game for Minnesota because the bench was ineffective. Karl Anthony Towns knocks down the triple out of the timeout.
And Anthony Edwards will get his first assist on that one.
Booker the other way. Gets in the paint, stripped away by Rubio. Ahead to Edwards, and look out below. Anthony Edwards, that's his third dunk tonight. Hernan Gomez right back to Edwards. Edwards, the three ball, no. Towns an offensive board. Flips it back to Edwards, and Ants got 22 in the game.
How about Karl Anthony Towns, completely surrounded by Phoenix Suns right there. Finds the cutting Anthony Edwards for the easy one.
Edwards attacking again.
There's not a lot of discipline out here right now, it would seem.
Edwards going to work again, and he's fouled by Ayton. Will get his first trip to the free throw line tonight.
That's a call he wouldn't have gotten a few weeks ago. Is Anthony Edwards going to get an and one opportunity here?
Anthony Edwards perhaps on the verge of his second 30-point game in 3 games. And Jim, you know, when you gave the stat early in the game about him, you know, having 63 points in 2 straight games and it being the most ever by a Wolves rookie, I almost was going to laugh and say, well, he might beat that record tonight because you're going to add the 29 to whatever he has tonight. And he's going for 30 if he can knock down these 2 free throws. Make it 59 points for Ant over the last 2 games. But I don't think anybody expected them to have the second best record in the West and be leading their division ahead of the Lakers and the Clippers this deep into the season.
Utah Jazz took it on the chin tonight against the Washington Wizards, and the Suns are breathing down their neck.
Towns had Bridges all over and finds Anthony Edwards underneath, and one for Edwards.
Finally got the Ant one in there.
By the way, that Ant one gives him 3 points and a new career high for Anthony Edwards. And, oh yeah, by the way, Jim, a new TWolves rookie record for scoring in consecutive games.
Yes, sir.
Towns wide open, set up by Edwards. And we are tied. Edwards took some contact. Another Ant one. He might be going for 40 tonight. He's up to 38. 39 now, and the TWolves have the lead for the first time this half. By the way, Phoenix, Jim, as good as they've been just a 500 team in games decided by 2 possessions or less. They're 8-8 in games decided 6 or less this season. As Towns drills the triple.
I told you, Karl Anthony Towns is due to get heated up from outside the arc. He's 5 of 6 in this game.
Back to a tie game on the flush by Ayton. And inside, Chris Paul trying to pick his pocket, and Edwards having none of it. Towns has Ayton on him. And a reach-in foul on Ayton, and Towns is going to get to go to the line. Towns gets the lead up to 3. 70 seconds to go in Phoenix. Chris Paul, 3. No. Juancho, a huge rebound, and he gets fouled. Can't convert them both. And a timeout being used by Monty Williams. Booker, 3-ball, no. Crowder, offensive rebound, back to a 2-point game. A 5-second difference between the clocks. Edwards attacking Chris Paul. Ant is going to head back to the free throw line. Anthony Edwards, Jim, all of his free throw attempts have come since halftime. Rubio gets it in. Juancho wide open. And a stop and one.
Really well conceived play.
And that'll do it. And the Minnesota Timberwolves go into Phoenix and cool off the hottest team in the NBA. Just the 5th loss for the Suns since January 28th. Anthony Edwards, a career night tonight.
For the Mavericks, it's Luka, Josh Richardson, Porzingis, Kleba, and Finney-Smith. Backcourt of Ricky Rubio and Anthony Edwards for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns in his 6th year from Kentucky in center. Josh Okogie in his 3rd year, and rookie Jaden McDaniels are the forwards. 4 straight wins for the Mavericks against the Timberwolves, including one this year on February 8th by a final of 122-117. Rubio has come to life over the last few weeks. Three-point shooting is getting better. That percentage is rising. Edwards starts his night off with a three-pointer that's good. There's that company that he is keeping that Hart referred to, the third youngest player ever to have a 40-point game, LeBron James and Kevin Durant, the only players younger than Anthony Edwards at 19 years old, 225 days when he had that 42-point effort, going 15 of 31 from the floor against Phoenix last Thursday.
I think being the third of that trio is pretty awesome if I'm a rookie.
The other thing is shot selection. Minnesota off to a good start offensively. Remember the last time these two teams met, Minnesota made a run late.
Indeed, it was the Malik Beasley show in the fourth quarter.
It's the Anthony Edwards show in the first quarter right now. Another basket for him. 1-point game now. For three, Towns, and got it. 3 for 8 now from the floor. He's got 8 points.
Yeah, one thing about Cat, he's not going to stop shooting.
Edwards has 11 as he drains the three-pointer. 3 minutes gone by third quarter. Still waiting for the first Maverick points of the third. Minnesota's got 7 in the third on the slam dunk by Jared Vanderbilt off the pass by Anthony Edwards. Good handles by Brunson in the lane to score.
Talking about using that body, that big strong body he has.
He just worked Noel.
Strong enough to do that, nimble enough though to have all those handles.
That's right.
That's a nice little combo.
That's a great combo. I don't think Edwards has had a bucket since the first quarter.
When he started dribbling between his legs, you know that shot was about to go up.
Eye off the glass, there he scores.
Yeah, finally got one to go. That's what, 15 points for him.
On 5 of 15 shooting.
Yeah.
And the genesis of that story, many years ago, Harp and I were talking one day at a shoot-around. It was after the first Maverick playoff game, or whatever particular season this was. I remember when it was. I just don't want to name the player that we were talking about.
Right.
But Harp said, you know, that was his first playoff game the other night, and he looks like he was getting ready at the start of the game. You got to be ready. If you're getting ready when the playoff game starts, it's too late.
Yeah, it's way too late.
Three-pointer, Edwards, and Green has it taken away by Edwards. 29. And the end is here on tonight's game. It is a Maverick win by a final of 128-108.
Starting lineups, the Rockets' Christian Wood was a late scratch with ankle soreness, so John Wall, Kevin Porter Jr., who's back after missing 2 games with a quad issue, Sterling Brown, Jay Tate, and Kelly Olynyk making his Rockets debut, Rubio, Edwards, McDaniels, Towns, and yes, Malik Beasley back in the lineup for the Minnesota Timberwolves after serving that league-mandated 12-game suspension. Anthony Edwards able to get one to rattle in. That's a nice start for Ant, who really didn't see it drop last night. 4 of 17 for him in last night's game. McDaniels out of the corner, and he hits a 3.
How about that footwork? I mean, the way that he backed out and got behind the arc, Dave, and got shot ready. Boy, that was fantastic. Anthony Edwards gets a nice lay-in. What a beautiful cut and feed by Rubio.
John Wall, no. Anthony Edwards, yes.
When you see Anthony Edwards run like that, and I've gone back on video and looked at him, his transition defense going that direction from defense to offense is elite.
Meantime, somebody needs to attack offensively for the Wolves. Anthony Edwards trying to answer that call. Ant connects on the 3 ball. Rubio. Anthony Edwards, and Ant drills a triple.
Any player that has issues and has, you know, especially the anger issues, and John is an expert in substance abuse, and not that Kevin Porter Jr. has had any of that, but John Lucas is a guy that can talk. That's one of the reasons why Stephen Silas kept him on. It's like he knows how valuable John is.
Edwards.
Whoa.
Chance for an Ant one.
That's a big body he's going at. And Jay Tate, he got knocked to the ground, so did Ant, but boy, to get the Ant one there and then complete it, that's big time.
So 17 in the game for Edwards. Well, another Ant one opportunity here.
Reed underneath. And the 3 ball good by Augustine. The Nets, the Kings, the Heat, and the Celtics are the only teams remaining the Timberwolves have not seen this season. And we're going to have a chance for a third and 1. Listen, I know putting together the NBA schedule this year was a challenge, so I'm not going to gripe about the schedule, but you go to Brooklyn to play the Nets, then you come back home to play the Knicks. You're in New York already. Why you got to...
I get it. I get it. That's my point, though. They do it to the teams in the middle of the country.
Yep. Edwards. Anthony Edwards' stat line is starting to look pretty decent, but he's doing most of his damage here with the game already decided. There's not much to like, but the defensive shooting percentage, what they allowed the Rockets to do, especially in that first half, they offered very little resistance as Houston shot lights out, built a 34-point lead, and cruises to the 22-point win. Wolves Live is next.
Back here at Barclays Center, getting ready for the opening tip. Your starting lineup for tonight's game for the Timberwolves. Ricky Rubio, Malik Beasley in the backcourt, Karl Anthony Towns in the middle. Then it's Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards. A couple of rookies there for the Nets. James Harden at the point, Kyrie Irving back, DeAndre Jordan in the middle, and the forwards, Bruce Brown and Joe Harris. Anthony Edwards getting things started with the mid-range. Sloppy offensive possession here. Edwards with 8 to work with. Inside, the floater won't fall, but the young fella will go to the free throw line. By the way, that pursuit of 10 of 11 just ended with that miss by Kyrie Irving. So he's still a red hot 8 for 10 as Edwards puts that through. 61 to 50. 40 seconds to go. Anthony Edwards getting free. And they're getting a turnover here. Anthony Edwards with the throwdown, forcing a timeout for the Brooklyn Nets.
Houston just beat this Minnesota team in Minnesota by 22 points on Saturday night. After Minnesota had beaten the Rockets on Friday night by 6.
Finished that game with a 22-0 run. So they've come back from big-time deficits. Anthony Edwards makes it a 4-point game with that push shot. Joe Harris, strong drive, but has it batted out of bounds. Kyrie Irving hounding Anthony Edwards. Edwards in the lane. Too strong, Karl Anthony Towns. Oh, battle right there for Anthony Edwards. Pulls it away and puts it in. They are aggressive on the glass.
Leaping ability, aggressive is right.
Anthony Edwards, spin, puts it in.
Anthony Edwards, when he gets downhill, we've seen it. He's got an athleticism to his game, explosiveness around the rim.
Open look, McDaniels, front iron, no. There's a triple-double for James Harden. 12th of the season. Pass into Bruce Brown outside, Kyrie. Stops, pops, indeed, goes down. Kyrie Irving up to 25 tonight. Oh, long distance 3. Woo! Karl Anthony Towns from his home in Edison, New Jersey. Oh, stolen away. Still an opportunity for the Timberwolves as McDaniels pushes it through. Oh, James Harden working on the rookie. On the baseline, it's not out of bounds.
Okay, after replay review, the call on the floor is overturned. It'll be Minnesota ball. Minnesota ball.
Clutch time. It's a 5-point game. Beasley in the corner. No good. Offensive board. Anthony Edwards makes it a 3-point game. James Harden picked up his dribble. We'll need to get it across. Now Bruce Brown has it. His pocket picked. Edwards puts it through and the foul. An opportunity for the rookie to tie the game up. Oh, it rolls out. Rebound, James Harden. Nets leading 108-107. Someone will have to make a play. 9-0 run in less than a minute by the Timberwolves. Irving off the front iron. Rebound goes to the Timberwolves. And they'll call a timeout. Edwards. Big plays down the stretch. Defended by Green. Crossover in the paint. Step back, won't fall. Rebound, offensive board. Almost to Edwards. But Bruce Brown comes up with it, and he's fouled by Edwards. Strong defensive possession there. Got crazy there at the end. Jeff Green Have to get it in. Gets it to Harden. And the Timberwolves foul. 3-point ball game. 110-107. Minnesota will talk things over. That's will play D. Beasley. Tough three. No good. Rebound, Kyrie Irving. And he has an opportunity with 8.5 to go to make it a 2-possession game. It's the second. 27 points for Kyrie Irving. Ricky Rubio to Towns, who's had a big night. Misses on the 3. Rebound Harris. And that'll do it. 112-107. The Nets hold on. Timberwolves made it close. Nets can't be too happy about that, but they hit their free throws down the stretch. They win by 5. James Harden, 38 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists.
The Timberwolves and the New York Knicks wrapping up their season series. The Knicks trying to sweep the Timberwolves this season, and their starting lineup: Elfrid Payton, R.J. Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Julius Randle, and Nerlens Noel. For Tom Thibodeau's New York Knicks, the Timberwolves will counter tonight with Ricky Rubio, Malik Beasley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, and Karl Anthony Towns.
So important for Karl Anthony Towns if he's going to be double-teamed in low post opportunities, that when he delivers a pass out of the low post, that be on target. That pass to Rubio is not. Anthony Edwards gets a block here inside.
Yeah, that was an emphatic block by Ant out of bounds. McDaniels 3.
Talked about Jaden McDaniels' three-point shooting. He's just been so consistent.
Barrett has it knocked away, and it's going to be Timberwolves basketball.
Tibbs is great at teaching defense, and he's made his career on doing just that, and the Knicks have responded. The Knicks have not been better offensively, really, at all, as Ant gets that tough shot to go. Knicks coming into this game are 12-3 when holding their opponent to under 100.
McDaniels only had 6 points in the first meeting. Anthony Edwards, an open look at the rack, and a two-hand stuff for Ant. Back to a 6-point game.
How about that?
Rubio drills a 3. It's a 1-point game. Towns has it poked away. McDaniels for Anthony Edwards, and career make number 101 from downtown for Ant.
How about Minnesota able to cut that 18-point lead down to 1?
Timberwolves turn the Knicks over again. Edwards, and Randle reaches in and grabs him, and he'll have to earn him at the free throw line. Anthony Edwards, great anticipation, and Edwards fouled from behind. A chance for an Ant 1.
Julius Randle, this is where he's dangerous.
Misses there. Offensive rebound by New York, though. Then Edwards sniffs out a steal. Ants have compound eyes. He saw that all the way. Towns finds McDaniels. No. Tapped back up and in by Edwards.
Unbelievable.
Timberwolves have been in the bonus for a while, but haven't been able to get to the line until right now. Edwards is going to head to the free throw line. Edwards on the attack. Edwards with a finish. And the rookie really exerting his will.
Jaden just trying to prevent the catch to Julius Randle. Make someone else beat you.
Towns came up with a piece. Gibson gets it to roll in.
Hustle play by Taj Gibson.
Edwards finds Beasley for 3, and the lead, and the Wolves are in front for the first time since it was 10-9. Knicks are going to try to score quickly. Barrett with time winding down. No, and the Timberwolves escape the Knicks.
They really did.
For the Wolves, they'll start with rookie Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Karl Anthony Towns, Malik Beasley, and Jordan McLaughlin getting the start in the backcourt. For head coach Chris Finch, Grizzlies 22 and 23 on the season. Brooks, Anderson, Valanciunas, Grayson Allen returns to the starting lineup alongside John Morant for Taylor Jenkins in his second year as the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. Morant didn't play in the first meeting between these two teams. That's knocked away by Edwards, and he will take it the distance. Brooks with a drive and a finger roll. It's partially blocked. This is a good shot blocking team in Minnesota. Third in the league at just under 6 a game. Towns with a floater. These are two of the youngest teams in the NBA. Grizzlies do not have a player older than 28, and that's Valanciunas. Edwards, a turn and gun from the foul line, and the Western Conference Rookie of the Month is off to a good start.
Well, you can see the confidence that he's playing with. And the one thing we mentioned during the pregame was the other thing that has changed is his body has changed. A totally different look to his body than when we saw him earlier in the season.
Edwards with a nice drop off to Towns. Towns averaging 24 a game. Kyle Anderson had it slapped away by Edwards. Grizzlies want a foul, get none.
Daniels right there. Washington knocks down that three.
Edwards with a drive right down the lane. And the Western Conference Rookie of the Month has 6. McLaughlin responds with a 3 of his own. Jordan McLaughlin making his first start of the season. Signed a 2-way contract in December. Did not play in the first game between these teams because he was with the G League. Averaged 16.5 a game for Iowa. 3 out of the corner is down. And a 3-4-point chance for Jaden McDaniels. Edwards weaves his way and hits over Valanciunas.
And the problem is now the Timberwolves have found a little life on their offensive end.
And they're outscoring the Grizzlies 22-16 in the paint. Edwards all the way to the bucket.
He's impressive.
He is very impressive. A dozen for the rookie. Yeah, Edwards just looks like a totally different player.
And right now it looks like the Timberwolves have this sense of urgency. The Grizzlies have taken that foot off of the pedal just enough.
Towns, a Kogi, a pump fake, and a triple try that comes up short. Offensive rebound, Edwards. Edwards for 3 has an answer. Grizzlies cannot put distance between themselves and Minnesota on the scoreboard. Edwards for 3, and it's a 1-point game.
I know Tyrese Halliburton is playing good basketball, but it's going to be hard to not continue to talk about Anthony Edwards when we talk about Rookie of the Year.
Melton, another 3. You're at a point now where you almost expect it to go down. Edwards going long. Great setup by Towns. For the Grizzlies, 11-9 on the road. Tonight's win brings them to 500 at 23-23. They are now 12-14 on the home floor, courtesy of a 120-108 victory over Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And we are running tonight from Wells Fargo Center. Second of 2. Sixers handling their business in Minnesota. That was back in January. The Timberwolves played last night in Memphis. They lost, and they are minus a key starter in Malik Beasley. Well, there's a 19-year-old who's playing really well. So well, as a matter of fact, that he is the Western Conference Rookie for the month of March, Anthony Edwards.
Got to keep putting it on these guys. They played last night. They've got a woeful record. They're looking for a reason to go home unsuccessful as Edwards responds.
Edwards is 4th on their team in scoring, averaging just over 17. Another healthy 3 for Edwards, and he drills it. Every bit of 19 years old, Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, we mentioned, averaged over 24 the month of March. Embiid nearly came up with a steal on the scramble. It's Edwards, got it done. Ultimately, Anthony Edwards with the bucket. Edwards drills the 3. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be good. He's good now.
Yeah, no, and he's got one of those work ethics you hear about from people in the organization. Loves the game.
Edwards with 21. Sixer lead at a dozen. As Edwards comes up with a turnover, he's got 23. And again, the lead is down to 8. Plenty of time for Minnesota if they can muster the energy in the second of a back-to-back as we pass the halfway point of the 4th. Edwards and Towns combining there. Those two have hauled the load for Minnesota. Right now it's a 6-point game as Edwards connects. Simmons going for the steal and Edwards going for the slam. 8th straight win for the Sixers over Minnesota. Their 7th straight win here. The Sixers an Eastern Conference best 20-4 at home. Overall 33-15. The best way possible to celebrate Joel Embiid's return is with a win.
The Kings win the tip, and it's De'Aaron Fox up court in the front court. Buddy Hield's actually still in the ballgame as he started to head to the bench earlier, and a long jump shot. Good by the rookie Anthony Edwards. Edwards with an advantage in scoring, but the efficiency battle, Doug, really tilts heavily in Tyrese's favor, and that's why I think if I'm a Rookie of the Year voter,
say it with chest,
which I am.
Yes, sir.
I'm leaning towards Tyrese right now. Makes his teammates better every time on the floor. Edwards does it with his scoring more than anything else. McLaughlin up court. Inside. Good look. Finds Jaden McDaniels for a second field goal.
I think what you're seeing out of Edwards is he is more than just a scorer. He's handled the basketball, run the offense through him, knocked down the three.
Layman kicks it out. Good defense by Davis. Reed wide open from downtown. Whiteside never made a move out to guard him. And Minnesota has the 1-point lead. Harrison Barnes had that sizzling hot first quarter at 12 points. Got a little bit of space. A little bit strong. We'll take that look anytime, though, right, Doug?
Yeah, you will, but how you got that look. Move the basketball first, and you can get the same look, because what you ended up doing is you had a 0-pass possession, and those just aren't good. That's not how this Kings team is built.
Edwards sailing to the basket. Buddy pleading that he didn't touch him. But the rookie will get 2 free throws. Taking flight. Tied at 53. Boy, Edwards put the Kings in the weight room there. Flexed on him. Here's Edwards.
Keep him in front of you. Make him settle.
Edwards got to the basket and the and one. Wow, a slick finish by the guy they affectionately call Ant-Man in Minneapolis. Little juice off the glass by Anthony Edwards. Leads all NBA rookies in points and 3-pointers.
I know he did cross the free throw line before the ball touched the basket. That would not count.
Good anticipation by Edwards. Halliburton got the block. Good hustle. Nobody helping out, though. And Minnesota gets a room service layup. Hernan Gomez has been right on the spot at the right time for Minnesota tonight. Rubio keeps the ball moving. Edwards to Towns. Everybody gets a touch. Everybody gets an invite. And that should just about do it. It's a 10-point deficit as Sacramento will take this L and come back to Golden One Center for the next game on Thursday. They'll play against Detroit. You'll see that game Thursday on NBC Sports California. A couple Kentucky guys chopping it up there. Post game, Fox and Towns. Russell had the final say.
Another beautiful day in downtown Indianapolis, and just great to see the hustle and bustle as people returning downtown as the Pacers and the Timberwolves tonight at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Towns with the offensive rebound. Rubio played one of his best games of the year against the Pacers in February. He had 20 points and 13 assists. When you made a point to me, and sometimes when you don't see him on a nightly basis, just how big Karl Anthony Towns is.
Oh, he's a huge man. I mean, he's every bit of 7'1", as you saw the rookie, and some say possibly the rookie of the year, Anthony Edwards, the #1 pick from Minnesota.
Edwards driving scores. And Anthony Edwards has already matched his point total in Minneapolis earlier in the year. Martin lost it, stolen by Edwards. And then Martin comes down and goaltends.
A shot at two. Oh, touched. But a really good. Hey, Chris, that play was really made by Evan Sumner, because he can get around Rubio all day, all night.
That is a career high now for Goga Bitadze. He has 14 as Edwards banks it in. Edwards is back in, and he matches Holiday's 3.
See, he comes at you. That's the only way that's when he's most effective for Edwards. He shoots 3-pointers, but you'd rather him shoot that than get downhill going to the basket.
Bad pass. Here's Edwards. And a miss. Put back in, though, by Edwards.
Yeah, timeout. Really good timeout here.
Baseline, McConnell missed for the first time.
Came out and basically ran the play where he's most effective. That's his game. That's Anthony Edwards' game, going downhill. So you have to control him early in a fast break situation.
Too strong. And Minnesota, their young team is feeling it. Youngest team in the NBA.
But they'll feel it if they can get out and run. Well, that's too easy. If they can get out and run, you've got to be able to keep people in front of you. And if you do that, they don't shoot the ball that well from deep.
Edwards has 21.
Oh.
Count it and a foul. Shot clock at 8. Edwards cutting. Left it short. They got the offensive rebound. Rubio. Edwards for 3. Boy, he's big time, Quinn.
Oh, no, what he doesn't do is what he just did. He's inconsistent as a shooter. But, you know, any pro, if you let him stand there and mark it long enough, probably is going to make shots.
Towns. Got it. Russell. Short. And the Pacers win.
Heck of a win.
So here we go, Timberwolves and the Celtics. First of 2 meetings. Wolves will actually play the Celtics in their second to last game of the season, May 15th at Target Center. But right now, trying to end that lengthy drought in Boston, going all the way back to 2005.
Edwards knocks down 2.
Man, it's tough. Can't believe he's not even 20 years old.
No. And you read the clippings that we get before the game. He's like the spokesperson for his team.
100%.
He's eloquent.
Yeah. This happened right around 2 months ago. Karl-Anthony Towns was missing a bunch of games. Anthony Edwards became the face of the franchise.
There's an easy 2 right there.
Yeah, you got to pick up the defensive pressures. That's how Minnesota likes to play. You see how everybody is spread out on the floor. They want to spread you, and they want to do plays like that. So you got to pick up the intensity.
Oh, that was a nice move.
Yes, it was. Anthony Edwards has some serious elevation.
Little step back.
Very patient with the basketball in his hands. You can't really speed him up.
I mean, 19 years old. Come on. Timberwolves quickly the other way. Pull up 3.
Minnesota's pushing the ball. The Celtics got to get back. Man, was that a pass?
I thought that was an accident.
Oh. If that was an accident, it is very fitting to what we've been seeing.
Wow.
Jeez.
Ricky Rubio from deep. Pass picked off. Nice move with the dribble. Better pass. And a layup. Edwards gets it back. Decides to take it. Oh, buries the 3.
Man, he was shifty on that play. And Ojale on his heels.
Celtics turn it over.
Oh, no.
Kemba Walker with the foul.
That's going to be a technical foul on Kemba.
Nice pass.
That was a nice pass. Celtics arguing moving screen.
There's the cut and the basket.
I love that play. That's a sweep. It's a backdoor, and everyone thinking he's coming off. That's a nice play. Yeah, you can't do that. With those two, you got to just switch it.
Edwards gets into the hands of Russell.
Got to switch this.
Russell's going to take a 3. Make a 3.
Come on.
122, 119. We got a timeout. Tatum, 5 on the shot clock. Tatum takes it. That's a 24-second violation, and the Wolves will get the ball back with 1:04 to play. Down 3. Russell. It's the basket. 122 to 121.
Just got to keep playing offensively.
Tatum. Russell on the run. Pull up three.
Oh my goodness, Mike.
Tatum. Now Towns. Back to Russell. Takes a three. Banks it home. We are tied at 124. Tatum off the bounce. Behind the back. Fall away. No. Overtime. Tatum going through the back door. He's got 50.
Don't want to do that.
These guys won't go away.
No, you cannot let Karl-Anthony Towns get a wide open shot in these moments.
Walker keeps on going in the paint. Corner. Brown.
It's a three. David Brown took extra holding the follow through to make sure he wasn't going to be short on that shot.
Walker knocks down a three.
Kemba Walker stepping up and stepping right into that three-point shot and shooting it with confidence.
Russell gets two back in a hurry.
Yeah, good play by Minnesota going right at Kemba Walker in the post.
Smart corner. There's the open shot. Gets knocked down.
You don't see a lot of Kemba Walker with corner threes, but that time, extra pass from Smart and Kemba. Back-to-back threes.
Oh, nicely done. Russell. 135, 132. Tatum off the bounce. Step back. And a foul.
53.
Celtics able to control it. Tatum skips it. Walker in the paint, lays it down.
Oh, twirled in there. He was in all the rim on that play.
Karl-Anthony Towns tries a three. Brown gets the rebound. That's going to do it. And the Celtics in a hole about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, we weren't sure they were going to dig their way out of. Dig their way out of it with style and win this 145 to 136.
That three is good. As McDaniels knocks down the three, the 28th pick of this past year's draft out of Washington. Harris trying to wedge it in and got fouled. Joe Harris loses the headband. Afterwards said, I don't need that anymore. Anthony Edwards able to finish around Jordan. Edwards has been terrific since the All-Star break, averaging nearly 24 points per game, has the largest scoring jump in the NBA pre-All-Star to post-All-Star. As that one is finished on the interior by Vanderbilt, who has been basically out of the rotation for Minnesota of late, even though he showed some nice things earlier in the season while Karl-Anthony Towns was out. Edwards spinning into a bucket. Edwards splashes a three. He had been 0 for 4 to start this game from downtown. Claxton, good contest, but Edwards able to finish.
Tough make.
Edwards able to swivel into a bucket. A 23-point lead and about a 1 second difference here game and shot clock as Harris turns it over and Edwards puts it down on the other end.
Okogie's strength is on the defensive end, and man, is he making an impact.
Claxton comes from behind with a rejection, but then Edwards able to follow it up with a bucket. Well, Steve Nash talked about that the other night after the loss to the Lakers and having to have Durant in the game, even though it was about a 30-point differential, as Durant looks like he's walking towards the scorer's table now, so perhaps he is going to get back in this game. Alize Johnson going to let the clock wind with about a 7-second difference, game and shot clock. Nets will snap a 5-game losing streak in Minnesota with this win this afternoon.
Scene outside of Staples Center just a few moments ago. We have family back in the building as the Clippers look for win number 40 on the year. This is the lineup that's going to try to get it done as we welcome back Kawhi Leonard after missing the last 4 games. This is the 37th game that he and Paul George will play together this year. They played all of 37 last year. Not an untalented lineup on that other side for the Minnesota Timberwolves. We'll talk about it as this game goes on, of course, led by Karl Anthony Towns.
And you'll notice, too, with Minnesota, see Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, the outstanding rookie, step up for 3. D'Angelo Russell is back, but yet Coach Finch chooses to bring him off the bench. Ricky Rubio is in the starting lineup, so keep our eye on that.
Edwards tries to crash into Zoo, who holds his ground, but a whistle and a foul. 5:37 to play in this first quarter. Clippers out in front by 6. This is the penetration that they need to suck in the defense, and there is Jackson missing on the 3.
Got out of what they wanted to, a contested shot, not a wide open one that time by Jackson for the T-Wolves.
It's all about ping touches for the Clippers. Edwards knocks down the 3 for Minnesota, 68-51. Edwards for the 3. It's good. A brash young man. He has 3 triples tonight. He now has 10. Here is Edwards inside. He's fouled. Count it. And send him to the line.
Yeah, what a pretty good insurance policy it is to have with, you say, DeMarcus Cousins, you know what I mean, coming in as a reserve.
Kogi for the 3. Holds the finish. Oh, that is a member's bounce. He gets it to fall. He is not a great shooter, at least at this point in time of his career, but a gutsy defender for Minnesota. Edwards to attack. He's hit a few threes here tonight. Make it another one for Edwards. That's 4 threes. He has 16. And the start of the fourth quarter hasn't been sharp for the Clippers. They still lead 108-82. Edwards, the #1 overall pick in said draft, knocks down his 5th 3. He has 21 in 27 minutes, 113-92. Clippers did lead this game by 38 as Ty Lue will come over to half court. But a special night. We didn't know who was going to win when we started. We knew that we were all going to be winners tonight as we get closer to returning to normal as the Clippers win for the 40th time this year and improve to 40-19. Welcome back, family. We love you. We miss you. And a special night here tonight for the Clippers.
Let's get it underway. You can feel the buzz here inside Golden One Center as Luke Walton's squad gets set to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the T-Wolves. Keep an eye on Anthony Edwards. This dude has been balling out since being inserted in the starting lineup, better than 20 points per game. As for the Sacramento Kings, once again, no Richaun Holmes, but the big man in the middle is Hassan Whiteside. His 3rd start, he has back-to-back double-doubles. Kings with an early 3-0 lead. These 2 teams just met a couple of weeks ago, and that dude, Karl Anthony Towns, first shot, first bucket.
Yeah, got to be there on the catch with Cat.
Yeah, 25 fast break points for the Kings the other night in Dallas. That was a season high, and it's something they've been doing a lot more lately, pushing the ball. And I tell you what, this dude, Anthony Edwards, Doug, he's a baller. Fox back on Rubio. Edwards already hit 1, make it 2. Anthony Edwards, 2 for 2 from distance.
Well, he's going to plan because the next time you have to be there, press up on him, and he has the ability to get by and put it on the ground for sure.
Fadeaway is good. And Luke Walton takes a quick timeout. Edwards starting off on fire. He has 8 early points. Kings trail the T-Wolves by 2 here at Golden One. Oh, Edwards dancing. Oh, Anthony Edwards.
Oh, boy.
Man.
Yeah, he starts doing that because he set it up. Now you respect that. He's going by.
Edwards with the hard push. Russell, no hesitation. 3, bang. 6 of 12 from 3 are the Minnesota Timberwolves. Time now for our visit. California dream big. And how about the young rookies? The #1 overall pick, Anthony Edwards. And the number 12 pick, Tyrese Halliburton. Check out their numbers, Doug, since the All-Star break. Edwards has really stepped his game up.
Talking about stepping his game up.
Oh, my God.
Man, he heard you talking, KD.
Yo, this kid already got 13 points. Buddy buckets, another triple. Buddy Hield, that's 2 triples. Didn't hit a single 3 the other night against Dallas.
He wasting no time.
Yep. Oh, neither is that guy. All right, all right,
What?
all right, all right.
Stop it.
What is going on here? This guy is a 32% three-point shooter, but here he is, 4 or 5 from 3 already. Here's Edwards in transition.
I've talked many times about 2-hand passes right there. Once you put it out in one paw, you can't take it back. Edwards shoots the gap. Kings down by 4.
Oh.
You got to make him put it on the deck and get some help over there. That's what you got to do, because he's shooting free throws out there from the 3-point line.
Yeah, he's starting to feel it right now. Russell to Towns. Turnover again. 2-on-1. Davis. Edwards, they're saying going the other way. Kings with a 1-point lead. Edwards. Oh, he's rising up.
Whoa.
Ooh, okay.
Man.
Okay.
You got that escalated
one.
quickly.
Only counts for 2 points, Doug.
It does.
2 points.
Woof.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Edwards, spin move.
Oh.
Paint, 2-hand. Big boy dunk. He wanted a foul, too.
Man, it's rare power and grace.
Back-to-back 20-point games for Barnes. Oh, get it out of here. DeLon Wright with the nice help. Instead, we got a 3-ball. There he is, Anthony Edwards, heating up, Doug.
Young fella continuing to deliver.
Edwards, lefty scoop, count it, and the foul.
He's tough. The strength of a rookie underneath. Whiteside with the foul and Edwards with the finish.
This is a 19-year-old guy, Anthony Edwards.
But look his body is built more or better than a lot of guys that we see 8-10 years in the league.
And that'll do it. 134-120. Tyrese Halliburton will dribble it out. The Kings will drop to 23-35 on the season.
It's a Saturday night in Salt Lake City, and the Jazz back in town to take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Former Jazz man Ricky Rubio will run the point for Minnesota alongside the rookie Anthony Edwards, Okogie, McDaniels, and Towns. For Utah, it's Mike Conley. He's been playing terrific of late. Joe Ingles will make his 18th start as Donovan continues to heal up. Up front, Bogey, Royce O'Neal, and yes, the big man, Rudy Gobert. Jazz try to block out on the baseline. The ball saved by the Timberwolves. Out front, the rookie Edwards fires up the 3, splash it. Edwards out of Georgia, #1 pick. He was the SEC Freshman of the Year. And he's durable. He's the only Minnesota player to play in all 61. Russell's got it, pumps up a 3, no hesitation.
He's such a good player. He's a calm, collected player that could just hurt you.
Stop and go drive inside, off the glass, count it. Edwards, as Mike Smith told us, has a lot of weapons, and he just did a nice drive. He's 6'5". He's got that 230 type of body, and he muscled in. Again, a drive and a bucket down by Edwards. Conley in the paint. Try to dish it off to Royce, turns it over. Ingles is there. Royce running back in a hurry, and they're going to call a foul on Joe.
This Timberwolves team, you talk about how young they are, they fight.
Another inside play. Edwards on fire. He scored 7 here in the quarter, and a 10-0 run by Minnesota.
And right off the bat, Minnesota getting aggressive. Edwards picking up where he left off.
Yeah, he's impressive. One stat to keep an eye on: turnovers. The Jazz did a good job with just 7 in the first half of it. It's 8-4 Utah, and that turnover equals 3 off the hands of Edwards. Now that's a 15-point night for the rookie. He had 3 in the first quarter and 10 at the break. Oh, stolen. Turnover number 9 for Utah. This could put Minnesota on top for the first time. And they do. All the way back, T, from 17 down. And Utah on their home floor cannot shake Minnesota. Big fella winds up, no hesitation. 17 for Karl Anthony Towns. That's his second 3.
Yeah, Minnesota's making Edwards the primary scorer and ball handler right now, and he's taking advantage of it.
He's at his season average, 18. And back to work goes Minnesota. Russell has been tough. So is Edwards, and drops another 3.
Jazz go to kind of a matchup zone there, but still leaves enough space for Edwards to knock the 3 down. There's another turnover, Bowler.
Well, the Jazz trying to give this one away. They're lucky. Once, twice, missed. Ball's loose. Bogey with a tap. Picked up. Down low, Edwards. Off the glass, no. Another offensive rebound. Edwards inside. The layup. Soft touch, Vanderbilt. That's 5 off the bench for the former Kentucky Wildcat. Inside, tough shot. Wow. Bucket down by Edwards.
That's not a rookie shot, Bowler. That looks like someone who's been in the league a while.
There's a stop and go pull-up jumper. Just beat the clock. That's a clutch bucket by Russell. 30 seconds left to play. The trailer is Mike Conley. Lob it, deflected, turnover, and the Jazz try to get back defensively, and Royce O'Neal with a reach in, and that will put the rookie Edwards at the line. And the Jazz are upset by a non-playoff team. They beat the #1 team in the NBA on their home floor, 101-96.
Here we go, Toyota Center. Timberwolves' only appearance in Houston this season, and they are certainly hoping to continue the momentum that they built in their back-to-back wins over the Utah Jazz as they take on the Houston Rockets. The Rockets extremely short-handed. They will go with Daniel House Jr., Kevin Porter Jr., Jayshawn Tate, Kelly Olynyk, and Christian Wood as their starting 5. The Timberwolves will counter with Rubio, Edwards, Okogie, McDaniels, and Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Edwards connects on a 3, and the Timberwolves off to their first lead of the game. Jim, when he talked about the situation with the synergy the team is developing and the coaching staff before the game tonight, he did mention, hey, no knock against the previous coaching staff. They had an extremely difficult set of circumstances to be able to navigate.
Not having Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell at the same time was huge for the impact of the team. There's no question. You've seen the winning. Karl Anthony Towns is so upset, and Wayne knocks that one down.
I think Cat thought he got fouled, but Ant ends up with the dunk.
I'm not confused as whether or not Cat thought he got fouled.
Great patience there by Ant, and he's able to get the soft finish at the rim. Nice anticipation there by Edwards to knock it away. Russell, McDaniels, escape dribble to get behind the line for 3.
Love it.
And the Wolves push it again back to 10. Amazing that in the Rockets' blowout win in the last meeting between these two teams, they had 23 points off turnovers. That's not really the amazing part. The amazing part is the Wolves only turned it over 11 times.
Right. Yeah, it was quick strike ability as Ant gets the steal again in transition. How good is he? He is a thief.
Edwards. Anthony Edwards has not seen very many shots dropping through. He's 3 of 11. Yeah, he came up big on that sequence, though, and then Okogie is fouled in transition. Porter leaves the 3 short. Edwards up ahead to Towns. Nice run out by Cat, and a nice find by Edwards.
You saw the lob dunk last night. Karl Anthony Towns was so excited post-game about the lob dunk. He said he hadn't had one since Kentucky, which we know isn't true, but anyway, it's still fun that he said it.
Timberwolves turn the Rockets over. Edwards. And Ant's able to get the finish. Wanted an Ant one, won't get it. Edwards on the attack and finally gets a finish. Hasn't had enough of those tonight. Just his 5th make in 15 tries. And back to a 5-point game. Anthony Edwards. Martin. Anthony Edwards got a hand on it, but Martin able to get it back. Porter. Edwards comes up with a rebound. Quick outlet ahead to Wancho. Oh, Wancho showing up. The finesse with the finish. Edwards gets into the paint. And Ants can survive underwater. He gets
under the defense there, throws it off the glass and in, and a chance for the Ant one.
Great attack. The body control, being able to draw the contact again and then be able to hang in the air and get it up on the glass with some English.
Edwards blocks from behind, gets the finish anyway. It looked like Olynyk got a lot of basketball, and Ant with the strength, able to finish it off.
Avery Bradley was taking the throwback to D'Lo away. 4 for 4 for Vanderbilt in this game. 7 rebounds.
And Edwards is going to cap it with the flush. A 10-point advantage for the Wolves. Timberwolves are going to be able to dribble this out, and we'll have a 3-game win streak for the first time this season, and for the first time since 2012, the Timberwolves, and I'm going to say it was a 17-game losing streak.
Yes,
at
17.
Toyota Center, Jim Peterson.
Yes. Come on, Casey, get with it.
And it is all over with.
Last road trip of the year begins in the Twin Cities. Third and final meeting. Warriors and T-Wolves. Warriors won the first 2, but Minnesota's won 5 out of 7. Beat Utah twice, and the Warriors, the less you bring up the Dallas Maverick game, the better off it is for everybody. Move on. Edwards thought about that 3. And you see the Warriors are going to leave Rubio and just live with the consequences, but got to grab the rebound. And Edwards inside is now on the board.
It was a great defensive possession, but the offensive rebound is a problem. Tough to defend after that.
Anthony Edwards back in. Edwards got in trouble, but nice bailout pass in his own right.
Talk about improvisation. Got Jordan Poole on one end and Anthony Edwards. That was impressive on this side.
Anthony Edwards got into Draymond and will flip it in and draw a foul.
He's figured out how to slow his body down, and he's thick. Even against Draymond, he can get into that body, get a tiny bit of separation just to go up and finish.
Karl Anthony Towns with the shot clock at 3. And there's Rubio out of the corner. He's hurting the Warriors. He's the guy they're leaving. And so far, Ricky Rubio has had the advantage. That's a nice find for the rookie. And Rubio, it's Rubio making the threes. He's acting like Steph Curry tonight. Mulder, that pass was stolen. Anthony Edwards regathering and finishing. So the turnovers early in the third, but then they've taken good care of the basketball until they're right there. And 9 for the game is actually okay.
Let's see if they can get Wiggins going in this quarter.
And Edwards stepping through.
They're trying to get Edwards going in this quarter.
Uh-oh. Anthony Edwards right down the lane. So Edwards and Rubio, Hernan Gomez with Vanderbilt and Naz Reid. Wiggins and Looney, Jordan Poole, Toscano Anderson, and Mulder. Again, the Warriors playing only 8 guys tonight. Anthony Edwards, I like that for that kid. Couple good drives, then hits a triple. That's how young guys get going. Go inside and then out. Edwards thought about that 3. And then Jordan played pretty good D. Credit Edwards for hitting it.
That was great defense. Good discipline. Didn't go with the pump fake. Stayed down.
Anthony Edwards tells the screener to go away. And then step back 3. So Edwards, that one layup got him going, and you could see why he's the #1 pick as far as putting up points in a hurry. Wiggins attacking, Wiggins hanging. I'll tell you, Andrew Wiggins he's had a lot of interesting physicality in the lane tonight.
Anthony Edwards got that from behind. That was clean.
I like Minnesota. They're looking for Edwards. He's hot. Keep feeding the hot hand. Teams forget that too often. And Edwards to the lane again.
That's game. See those compact crossover moves that close to the basket? That is not easy to do.
15 in the 4th quarter for the rookies. Edwards puts that up and in.
Footwork, just stepping through.
And so the T-Wolves have now won 6 of 8. They back up the 2 wins over Utah, and then the Houston one, they take care of the Warriors. The Warriors did a great job on Karl Anthony Towns again. He was 6 of 18, but the 3-point shooting was far too much.
Lonzo Ball, Eric Bledsoe, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Billy Hernan Gomez. 3-1 with this lineup over those 4 games. Our Verizon 5G starting 5 for the Pels. And you're going to see a busy bench because they're one of the top bench scoring teams. They've won 4 straight. That's a season high with Rubio, Edwards, Okogie, McDaniels, and Karl Anthony Towns. It'll be A deep three, and it goes for Anthony Edwards. This young man did not start when he began the season. It was kind of puzzling to everybody because it's not like they're a top 4 elite team. Edwards up against Bledsoe, and he'll get to the rack.
Nice move.
Oh, he's a serious athlete. We've talked about that, AD.
We talk about Edwards in his overall talent. You know, for starting 47 games, he's averaging 20 points per game as a starter.
And he lives on a trampoline, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
That's Ricky Rubio with the triple, and he hit at a high percentage last game from beyond the arc. So he's feeling pretty good about his stroke. He was 5 of 8 on his threes, and Rubio comes up with the steal. It'll be Edwards off the trampoline. Lonzo tough, and it'll be blocked away from behind. Billy thought it was goaltending. Rubio's got it the other way. Edwards on the Euro. And trying to stay with the play. The activity pays off, doesn't it?
That's the thing. That's the thing about Anthony Edwards. He's going to continue to attack.
And it's given away. Edwards, he's going to the line. You can't make mistakes.
No, you cannot.
McDaniels and Vanderbilt, they're both 6'8". They're both long wings. Super young.
And he's driven the last couple times, so you might want to give him a step. Give him a step. And you have to live with that shot. You have to live with that.
And
that's okay.
That's where he's improved the most.
Right.
He's on the 3. Inside a 3 to play. It'll be a tough 3. Russell gets it. He's got unlimited range. We know that.
And that was not just a tough shot. It was a well-timed shot because it also put them in a 2-for-1 situation.
It'll be Edwards going the distance and gets the roll. Yeah, that's through Brandon Ingram. Length 6'4" against about 6'8", 6'9".
You got a tech, Anthony Edwards.
He wanted a whistle.
Yeah, but that wasn't a whole lot to warrant a tech either, though. You can see him. You can see him after he finishes his basket. He's running back and he's saying like he got my arm. So he's not cursing at the official. He's not going crazy at the official. Look, he just said that's a foul. Hit me on the arm. That's all. Now that's a technical foul. Do you know how many technical fouls will be given out per game?
It'd be a long night.
Yeah, it would.
Total breakdown. Can't let it come in that way.
Well, guys got to stop dying on screens, too, though.
It'll be Karl-Anthony Towns, another triple.
See, that's the thing. It's tough to guard someone like he has no offensive flaws whatsoever.
Ingram a little bit strong, but a good idea by Bledsoe just the same. And the pass, well done by Anthony Edwards.
That's good pace by Anthony Edwards in transition. He didn't overrun the break.
The curl, look out. Ooh. The rim got the best of Edwards, but there was a foul on the way to make sure he didn't have a poster on someone. And it's taken away. Rubio, always among the league leaders, to Anthony Edwards.
And these are self-inflicted wounds. These are self-inflicted wounds. These turnovers right here where they're not even really pressuring.
No. It'll be Hernan Gomez.
That'll bring a timeout.
You got it. Biggest lead of the game for Minnesota. Zion going away from the pick that time. Up against Naz Reid. Gets home and gets the bank. Boy, what a burst. 148 and counting. 4-point game. And they get the desired result. Good D without fouling. Lonzo's got it on the reverse. Eric Bledsoe. 2-point lead for Minnesota. Pell's right back in at 1:26 to play. It'll be Russell. And again, it's a walk. It's a walk. Zion, he'll get the pick. He'll get the ball to the hole. It's all even at 121. That was simple. High screen. Zion did the rest. And he's up to 30. Shot clock all the way down with Ricky Rubio off the window.
Side of him.
Yeah, the Pels have scored in their last 7 straight possessions. Need to make it 8. Zion and Lonzo for the lead. Flat. Loose stuff comes right back out to Bledsoe. Brandon Ingram. He's got a chance for the lead. And right back at it.
Good job, Billy.
123, 123, 21.9 to play. And it's going to be a step back 3. Not close. Loose stuff. Karl-Anthony Towns, and that'll do it. Overtime in Minneapolis.
You said it. I will take overtime as well.
It'll be out of the timeout. They get what they wanted on a run. Zion tried to get there, and a good pass for Bledsoe's reverse.
Again, movement off the basketball. That's the best play, the way to play with stars.
Edwards behind the wall of Karl-Anthony Towns. He's taking a 3 and gets it.
It's a 2.
And they say his foot's on the line?
Yeah.
break. Zion up against Towns, and he gets the roll.
And I like doing that because what it does, it puts Karl-Anthony Towns, who has 5 fouls, in a compromising position.
It's Bledsoe for the lead.
Got it!
It'll be D'Angelo Russell on the flip. 1-point game.
I like putting Karl-Anthony Towns in this pick and roll and making him slide his feet.
Especially with 5 fouls, like you said.
There
And
it
he's
is.
out of the game.
There you go.
Zion's going to the line,
benefit.
and Karl-Anthony Towns is out of the game. 32 for Zion. Make it 33. Gets the roll on the second. Zion to his strong side.
He's
and
paid.
going to the line.
And he just fouled another one out. Keep sending them, and I'm going to keep sending them back to the bench. They have stayed with this pick and roll for quite some time, and Minnesota has not been able to adjust to it.
Zion's got it. 37 for Zion. That's the way to close things out.
It's a huge win, man.
You said it.
This is a huge win for this Pelicans basketball team.
Let's get to the starting lineups for the Grizzlies. They'll go with Morant, Allen, Brooks, Anderson, and Valanciunas as their starting 5. The Timberwolves will counter with D'Angelo Russell returning to the starting lineup for the first time since coming back in early April. Edwards, Okogie, McDaniels, and Karl-Anthony Towns. One of the things I loved about Ant, you just love his honesty and how good he is. We've talked about how he is on those Zoom sessions. He was asked about the rebounding and said, yeah, if I can get a board, maybe I could push it and get some fast break points.
Just like this. Oh, my goodness. That was breathtaking, too.
That's Anthony Edwards. You got to love him. 7-0 run for the Wolves. As Edwards drills the triple there. How about that Euro step move and the finish out of the rookie Anthony Edwards? D'Lo, first 3-point attempt of the game for Russell. Timberwolves come up with the basketball. Edwards doesn't hesitate. Ant drills the 3. We are tied again.
Give Naz Reid a tremendous amount of credit for selling out and getting that basketball and deflecting it over to Jaden McDaniels, who makes the play.
Edwards making it look easy, Jim. A dozen in the game for Ant. Morant for Brooks open in the corner.
Great contest by Naz that time.
Really was. Okogie. And Josh Okogie takes the contact. That was set up nicely by Ant, who dumped it off to Okogie, and Josh a chance for a 3-point play.
One thing that I hope happens this summer is I hope that Karl-Anthony Towns has a chance to work with Kevin McHale a little bit. McHale's worked with Joel Embiid. We've talked about this before, and Embiid has been greatly impacted by Kevin McHale. If you watch him play, how about Ant with that finish?
That is a sweet roll there by Edwards. Hernan Gomez, and he drills the 3. Edwards for 3. Ant is dialed in. Edwards fires from deep and connects. Anthony Edwards. The rim is looking huge. He's got 20. Edwards looking for another. And Ants do have superhuman strength, Jim. He is lifting the Wolves right now. Okogie strips it away.
How about that?
Wolves with all kinds of numbers. D'Lo for Edwards. And Ant assaults the rim. And then Anthony Edwards. Oh, my goodness. How about that? How did he see that?
Anthony Edwards pretending like he's just going to get back on defense. Xavier Tillman throws it in bounds and Ant intercepts it. Just great anticipation. That is crafty right there. And you and I talk about this a lot. We've talked about it during the broadcast too, is the fact that Anthony Edwards has not hit the rookie wall. He's not hit the wall. He's everybody's sort of uplifting personality in the practice facility and around the team. And he brings it every night.
Listen, Jim, I'll admit I haven't watched a ton of LaMelo Ball, and I know that he's back now, and I've seen highlights, and we've played them a couple of times. The Timberwolves get a 3, it's back to a 3-point game, but I have a hard time believing that any rookie is playing better than Anthony Edwards. By the way, in case you're wondering, is Edwards looking for another make it 6 for 6? Anthony Edwards is out of his mind tonight. This is ridiculous.
He does the Michael Jordan like against the Portland Trailblazers in the NBA Finals.
Edwards for D'Lo. And Edwards says, all right, you know what, I've already made 6 threes tonight. I think I'll get a 6th assist.
Yeah, might as well get a 6th assist and give D'Lo his 16th point of the game.
Reed out of the corner for the 3, drills it.
No, they needed that. Yeah, they need Nas to be great here.
That's 7 dimes now in the game for Edwards. That's a career high for Ant. Melton takes it the distance, and it will stay with the Grizzlies with 19 on the shot clock.
Anthony Edwards getting the strip on D'Anthony Melton right there.
Edwards gets into the paint. Anthony Edwards, it is his night. He's up to 32.
That's a nice lefty finish right there.
Edwards. Ants can kill, and Edwards is trying to take a bite out of Memphis here tonight.
Oh, and another flex, too.
Edwards has 6 triples. Sizing up Clark, steps back, make it 7 in the game for Ant. D'Lo has it knocked away. Edwards, though, comes up with it, and Edwards has got 39.
Spectacular. The strength of Anthony Edwards on display right there.
Rubio gets it into Edwards. Ant steps back for 3, and Anthony Edwards, are you kidding? His 8th 3 of the game. So Timberwolves will try to force a turnover, and if not, they'll foul quickly. And Desmond Bane is the guy who's going to be going to the free throw line. Bane hits the second.
You got to get the ball up the floor. You can't be messing around here with D'Angelo Russell dribbling the ball all over the place.
Towns fires from way deep. Nearly got a roll, and that is going to be all she wrote. So the Memphis Grizzlies put 139 on the board. Timberwolves put 135 up, but in the end, the Grizzlies win this one by 4 to go back over 500. Wolves Live coming up next. Anthony Edwards, what a story.
Officials working tonight: Sean Corbin, Nick Buchert, Justin Van Dyne. Glad you're with us. Off we go on another Miami Heat NBA adventure. Second to last home game for the Heat. Miami begins the night 4 games above 500. Same record as the Celtics, who, by the way, trail after 1 quarter in Chicago, 30-28. Russell from way outside. D'Angelo Russell, 103 triples this year. He's averaging 19 points per game. Unfortunately, he missed 26 games earlier this season with a quad injury. Edwards comes back, gets his first score of the game on his 4th shot. Anthony Edwards coming off a 42-point game against Memphis on Wednesday and averaging 19 points a game to lead all rookies. Anthony Edwards, engulfed by Dedmon, still able to score. Both of his scores have come here in the second quarter. Edwards in a collision and a 3-point change. Dragic with a blocking foul.
You want to give yourself in the last week of the season an opportunity maybe to realize a transformational type player in the top 3. There's Anthony Edwards, and he's been very inconsistent out beyond the arc. This is a guy who really coming into his own as a Rookie of the Year candidate.
Edwards, drives by Butler, took on hero Anthony Edwards. Boy, that's impressive coming downhill. Anthony Edwards, 6'4" rookie out of Atlanta, buries a 3. He's explosive. He had a 7-point first half, but he's got 10 points in this quarter. Rubio, handoff to Edwards, driving on Iguodala into the paint for the score. He can scare you, this kid. 19 points for Anthony Edwards.
Blocked from behind by Edwards, though.
I love it. Anthony Edwards making a play. Look at this.
It's just great hustle by Edwards. Edwards, he'll get another 2, so 20-point game for Edwards. Jim, that's his 32nd 20-point game of the season, one off Christian Laettner's Timberwolves rookie record. Edwards dishes it off for Juancho. He'll make a 3. And the Timberwolves come up with the basketball. Edwards, a flush. Juancho, no. Edwards pulls down a rebound and gets it to go. So the Timberwolves win streak in Miami is over. The Timberwolves road win streak ends at a modest 2 games. And Miami gets a very important win for their postseason seeding purposes. 121-112, the final from South Florida. Denver starting lineup: Facundo Campasso, Austin Rivers, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic and JaVale McGee, the starting five. Denver has a litany of people on the unavailable list tonight. Rubio, Russell, Edwards, Vanderbilt, and Karl-Anthony Towns, the starting five for the Timberwolves. Ant will step back for three, and he drills it.
Michael Green was firing out to be able to contest that shot. Ant was still able to keep his mind and focus on the rim.
Ant and Anthony Edwards, I'm not sure if they're going to put that as a paint bucket or not. He was like right there, but goes either way. Daniels able to connect. First bench points of the game for the Wolves. And then Edwards pokes it away, eventually comes up with it, and Ant with the finish in transition.
That's the 2 points he deserved first time around.
Edwards making a move, and an and one for Edwards. As that thing hung on the rim and finally danced through the net. Edwards gets all the way to the cup. No, Towns comes in for the offensive board, and Cat, unable to convert, gets another rebound. Does throw it out. Edwards corner three, and Ant converts.
You've got all those bodies. You've got so much length standing around you. To try to go back up in that situation is just not a good idea.
McGee has it poked away. Edwards taking it up the floor. Finds Rubio all alone in the corner, and Ant with the dime, Ricky with the triple.
Ant's decision-making people need to step up and take notice. He's done it multiple times in this game.
Edwards, that was nifty, gives it up for McDaniels, and Jaden with the three. Another dime for Edwards, and that was a beauty.
I mean, we've got Ant dimes all over the place to look at right now.
Edwards looking for a three, and Ant does hit the three. Anthony Edwards starting to come on. He's up to 17 now in the game. Edwards, who's had quite the quarter, 13 for him. He's got 20 in the game. We show you, by the way, his 34th 20-point game of the season, and make it 23 for Edwards. 34 20-point games in his rookie campaign. That is a new Timberwolves franchise record, surpassing Christian Laettner. Ant on the cut. Oh, let's get what they kill. Edwards, 18 in the quarter. Towns will take the three. Towns has the three. It's a three-point game. A 12-2 Minnesota run. Edwards. That would have been fantastic. Instead, he's going to go to the line for another 2 free throw attempts. Oh, and what a contest.
And a block.
And he forces the shot clock violation as a result. Edwards kicks it back to Cat. That three goes. So Cat, another 20-10 game. He's got 20 points, 11 rebounds, but the lead remains 9. Denver sweeps the season series. And Nikola Jokic, fantastic again. 31 points, 14 boards. Anthony Edwards, 29 points, 7 boards, 5 dimes.
Tonight, Dallas and Minnesota complete their regular seasons playing at Target Center in Minneapolis. Going into the final night of the season, the Mavericks are in 5th place in the Western Conference. And here's who they will put on the floor tonight to start this 72nd game of the season. Luka, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dwight Powell, Kristaps Porzingis, and Dorian Finney-Smith. This group has started the last 2 games. D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards, Karl-Anthony Towns, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jaden McDaniels. The lineup for Minnesota. After that insane Phoenix-Portland game on Thursday night, I saw Chris Paul's interview on TNT where he in essence said what Skinner was just talking about. He said, I've been to the West my whole career, and he talked about some of the difficult matchups, and I thought it was cool that when he said, when I was in New Orleans in our division, we had to deal with the Mavericks and Dirk and Jerry Stackhouse. That's who he was giving a shout-out to that particular days. I thought that was cool, but Chris knows, CP3 knows that every matchup you could potentially have in the Western Conference is going to be a beast. With a three-pointer has been a titanic struggle for the Mavs tonight at 1 of 12, with Porzingis just making their first one. Meanwhile, after McLaughlin hit for Minnesota, it's 10 of 19 for Minnesota on threes. Porzingis' lead was 23 for Minnesota. It was 15 before that three was knocked down by Anthony Edwards. Well, one part of the struggle for the Mavs has been solved here in the back half of the second quarter.
Yeah, they're making threes now.
Yes. Started 0 for 11, and now they are, what, 6 of their last 8.
Speaking of making threes, D'Angelo Russell has gone on a tear here. Minnesota shooting 54% from the three-point line. Edwards gets all the way to the rim. This may be another three, the old-fashioned way.
Anthony Edwards drains another three-pointer with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter.
These dudes are cranking.
Yeah.
Hardaway, the defender, against Edwards. His 170th three-pointer of the season. Hardaway absorbed a little contact. No foul, but a good two-pointer.
It's good lift on his jump shot. Very difficult, very rarely blocked.
He will close out the year with an efficient game, 5 of 7 for 15 points, as Edwards drains another three.
Just get them the feeling that Minnesota's playing free. The thing with Luka in particular, though, courts were smaller overseas.
Right.
And he actually alluded to how much easier the game was for him to get his shots off.
You gonna watch Golden State and the Lakers?
Oh, man.
Playing one game.
I might watch it and then watch it again as soon as it's over.
I look at individual shooting numbers for the Mavs, and I see a lot of good performances to close out the regular season before you have now 5, potentially 6 days off before your next game. You're talking 6 of 9 for Finney Smith, 5 of 9 for Porzingis. Now Luka's up to 6 of 12. Hardaway's 5 of 7.
Yeah. Just can't get stopped.
Yeah.
That's the big problem this evening.
Russell steals the outlet pass from Tyler Bay and an exclamation point on Anthony Edwards' game and rookie season with the Tomahawk Jam. So for Dallas, it will end up 21-15 on the road, 21-15 at home, 42-30. The record for the year, winning 12 of their last 16 games. And positioned to be the 5th seed in the Western Conference.